Testing. Are you finally fucking working? I think it's working. You are not live. Alright, well, let's see if this is actually working or not. Come on. Well, that's not working still. Why do you gotta be so stupid? Work.
Just off.
Okay, I think this is working.
Probably one of the biggest gets online.
It is still not working. What the fuck?
Nearly 2-hour interview.
Alright, well, it's still not... God, I've been having an issue trying to get this to work, so what we're going to do is... make the screen bigger. Hey, that might actually work now. Alright, fine. Let's do it this way. Yay, it might actually work now. Stupid. I guess sometimes it works perfectly, and other times it's like, yeah, we're gonna do everything we can to make sure this doesn't fucking work. Alright, well, this looks good to me. I'll send out the link to the detractors. I should probably get my Discord up so when they want to talk. Come on, Discord. Oh, look, it's been almost half an hour since I was supposed to be starting this. It's just been not working. He has no friends. The quartering, though, is someone who's willing to cuck out for him. Gave him pre-approved questions. And if he went off track, he was going to get blocked immediately. Oh, TSS. I'll stick myself in the talk show room. Well, I guess I did have a little bit of a pre-stream. Trying to get everything to fucking work. But I think now it is working. Yay! Anyways, this is the quartering interview with DSP. I've heard it's very boring, very stupid. Although, holy hell. The actual original Nintendo with the gun and all that? And the game? Oh! I'm kind of jealous of his collection. Oh, I see Witcher 3 up in the corner. Guys got a pretty good collection. I do like that.
With DSP, Phil Burnell.
DSP.
The man, the myth, the legend. Now,
who jerks off on
to the
stream.
many that strongly dislike him, to the many that love him, I am unaware of the specifics of why you may love him or why you may hate him. I asked you, the viewer, for some interview questions. I asked as many as I reasonably could. I think the interview, I hope the interview will be entertaining to you. I think Phil is a pretty interesting story.
It won't be.
He seems to me to be a relatively humble man, a man willing to accept he's made mistakes in the past, but also a man that has...
No, he doesn't. He never admits
his
mistakes.
problems, undoubtedly, as you will see he admits to on this call.
No, he doesn't.
My hope is that at the end of the day, I'm not here to humanize DSP. I'm not here to dehumanize him. What I'm here to do is entertain you.
You can't humanize the pig roach.
And if you did enjoy this, if you want to see more of this, let me know in the comment section down below by leaving a like and a comment telling me so. If this isn't your cup of tea and you don't want to see any more of this, do the same. And to those that will be disappointed that I didn't ask a specific question, look, some things were off limits.
Money, the X. The only things that are interesting about him.
An interviewee. You can't get people on your show if you're going to ask them questions that are going to make them recoil. Now, did I go hard? I think I did a few times.
Nope.
I asked some very specific questions that were submitted by you. Did I ask him to show me screenshots of his bank statements? No. I'm not...
The only thing interesting about him is the one thing you want to ask.
One, I could not expect that. But two, I would never get an interview. So I did the best I could. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get into this interview with DS.
I don't know anyone would enjoy it.
This is the most popular question.
Okay.
Rigged.
Right. Where did the load
Exactly.
go?
They had to be submitted first before you'd agree to answer any of them.
I don't like that video I made last week. That was the first video I ever made.
Holy
about
shit,
you.
that's
I've
super
known about you
dark.
for many years. I'm not like a, as you might call it, a detractor channel. I'm
No,
not-
absolutely not. That's honestly one of the reasons why when I saw the video, I was like, this guy is not someone who constantly rags on me. He, I watched the video. Yeah, he
Why
took
is it so
some shots at me.
dark?
Everyone has, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it didn't offend me, and I was like, you were actually being honest and upfront, and you were analyzing it from kind of a third-party standpoint that was fair about these asshole independent media bullshit, trying to attack me. And I was like, this guy actually is like legit. Like, this is a fair video about me. Out of all the stuff that gets made about me, very rarely do I get a fair video made about me. So that's why I kinda
Yeah.
Because there's
Yeah, I
nothing
thought it
fair
was
about
funny
you,
that,
piece of shit.
When when I saw those articles came out, it was like, oh, DSP says some racist shit, and then they post to like videos from 2 years ago or something like that.
It's still racist. Doesn't matter how many
essentially
years
doing,
ago he
like,
said it.
Ching
It's
Chong
still
Bing Bong,
racist.
which is, by the way, done by every mainstream media, person in the last 10 years. So it's not like you were saying anything in particular, anything crazy offensive or anything like that. And a lot of these outlets, as you saw in the video, they were unaware of your uncancelability. So, maybe I'll start with, like, I don't want to just jump right in and with some like questions that are gonna put you on guard or whatever. So maybe some like reasonable questions, because to be honest with you, it might surprise you. Like most of my viewers are not people that are used, like, to be honest, most people that replied to those threads were like, ask genuine questions. As you saw the list, you're like, oh, these aren't that bad.
Yeah.
Yep, so he submitted the questions first.
That's kind of what I'll start with. So,
Wow.
Hey, I'm a YouTuber too. I'm a content creator just like you. What are your plans for post YouTube, or post streaming? Or have you even thought of that? So,
Oh, God,
have
that'd
you
be
thought- have
terrible.
you given any thought to, like, I mean, I think about it, right? Like, especially because I don't have a streaming presence like you do. I just have YouTube. And I know, like, if you're on YouTube, you have maybe a year or two. If you're not, DSP. Like, most YouTubers have a pretty small window. So have you given any thought to, like, what the fuck am I going to do after all this? Or, how does that thought process go?
Yeah, first of all, when I started, I never wanted to do this for a living at all. This was only, I wanted to do this for a hobby, and then I lost my full-time job. Out of nowhere, I got laid off.
The
blindsided,
full-time job,
and I
oh
just
my
had this
God.
thing going on the side for like.
So already we're starting off with his history. Something you hear every single day in a pre-stream. Oh, he finally turned on the lights. What? Holy hell. That's how the office looks? God, what a pigsty. Anyways.
2.5 years that had kind of blown up and gone viral.
This is
and I
back
said, "Look,
like 2012, 2013-ish era, right?
actually, even before that, I lost my job in October of 2010.
Okay.
And so we're talking real old school. This was before like you could even monetize gameplay videos.
And holy shit,
on
yeah,
YouTube. They
yeah.
wouldn't even
Look at the
let ads on
camera.
them yet. And
You're
I lost my
talking
job.
to
I was like,
someone,
what am I gonna
interviewing
do?
them.
And
Look
I
at
already had
them.
this YouTube channel that had a good following, but it was only for gameplay. And I was like, shit, I can't monetize that. What do I
Yeah.
do? So I had a vlogging channel. I was doing stupid crap. I was making food that was terrible food and just dumb stuff just to have some variety in my content. I said, maybe I can monetize that. So I did, and because people felt so bad about me losing my job, they actually like went nuts on the ads, and I made like a ton of money in a couple months, which is like one of my first controversies was that I got kicked out of Google AdSense within 2 months because they claimed that I did like invalid click activity when I didn't. It was because my fans were like so supportive of me and felt bad that I lost my job for clicking the crap out of my ads. But then in 2011, I got partnered with Machinima, and that's how I was able to start monetizing my gameplay videos. And I was
Rest
making,
in
like, a
peace, by the way,
crap load.
Machinima.
Yeah.
You outlasted them too.
Just like to say, thank you, Hellshakapooty, for the thumbnail.
Another person that DSP has outlasted.
Yeah, that's a whole other story for another day. I was one of the people who stayed with them the longest after years of people telling me to leave them and abandon
No, they
them because
didn't.
they saw the warning signs of them being a bad company and falling apart. But I stuck with them almost till the very end until basically they mistreated me, and I was like the last guy. I was like, I've stuck up with you guys all these years. You're gonna treat me bad. I'm out of here. But anyway,
Yeah,
like
What? That's not at all how that happened. There was a dip in ad revenue. He threw a fit, kept calling them. They said, dude, calm down. We will take care of this. No, I want you to do it right. Meow. Or I'm leaving. Deuces. Cut him. That's how it actually happened. He threw a fit, kept trying to call the CEOs and presidents and all this other stuff of the company. Finally, they got tired of it and said, fine, you're done. We told you to wait. We told you to calm down, and you didn't. Goodbye.
They had an interesting reputation. You know, you're right. They profit off of a lot of creators in the beginning that, I mean, shoot, I've been on YouTube so long that I don't know. You probably remember this too. Remember you needed like 10,000 subscribers before you could have your own channel banner. Remember you
Right.
get like you get like back in the good old days. But then I remember Machinima back then was, everybody wanted. It's the only way you can make money.
Right. You had to be with someone to monetize anything really, or gameplay in particular. Because in 2011, if you weren't with a partnership company, you couldn't make a dime on a gameplay video. And that's what I was
What the
known
fuck
for,
is up
you
with
know?
this head movement?
But anyway, to get back to your original question, like, I never planned on doing this to make any money. Like, I fell in my lap out of nowhere overnight. I was like, oh crap, this is amazing. I'm making more money now than I ever did at my office job. You know.
Mind you, when he lost his office job, there was no, all right, guys, I can't stream tomorrow because I got to line up this interview. I'm going to this company, put in my resume. No, it was immediately, all right, guys, this is my job. So you need to interact with my videos. You know what I mean. Wink, wink. That is exactly what he did on October 2nd, 2010. Or was it 11? It was definitely October 2nd when he made the video of, guys, interact with my videos. Wink, wink. Because I lost my job. There was no, I might be slowing some of my videos because I got to go do interviews and put in resumes. No, pound the pavement, knock on doors, talk to people. Nope. It was immediately, all right, guys, interact with my videos. Wink, wink.
For 5 years that I was working there, they laid me off, and now I'm making like so much more money. It's crazy. Of course, we all know that bubble didn't last; it burst, and
Right.
Now everything is so bad on YouTube.
Don't forget the
long term
tank.
for me, I absolutely love having an audience that cares about what I say and do on a daily basis. Like, I never thought in my life I would have anyone who gave a shit about what I cared about, anything about a game or anything about any opinion about anything, right? It's pretty awesome to know that there's hundreds of people, thousands of people on my YouTube channel on a daily basis that want to know what I'm up to, what I'm playing, what's my opinion on a game, what's my opinion on this or that. So I don't want to like ever say that in my life I would quit doing this outright, but it's pretty unrealistic to expect that you could ever do this your whole life. That's insane. This is gonna, just like everything else, it's gonna get fade out. It's gonna become played out. It's gonna be the next new big thing. And even in the 11 years now that I've done this, I went from being a guy who recorded with a camera, not even like live streaming or direct capture. I had an actual camera, a digital camera that I pointed at my TV and was recording videos with a memory card, to do gameplay. And then I went to direct capture to live streaming. Then I basically gave up on YouTube 2.5 years ago, and I'm mostly a primary live streamer now. I've evolved and changed so much over the last 11 years. Who knows what it's going to be in the next 2-3 years? Will YouTube still be how it is? Will Twitch change? Will Mixer become the next big thing? Who knows what's going to happen? We don't know. And you can't rely on that. You can't rely on that to be steady income. It just sucks that I've kind of now gotten myself into a shitty situation where I'm stuck doing what I'm doing. But my goal is that within, say, 5 years, I can get myself out of any kind of financial pressures outside of the realm of me having fun on stream and say, okay, I still want to stream, but I want to have a solid job, a steady job outside of that I can do daytime, and then maybe I come home and stream 2-3 hours a night, a few days a week, and I split my time between them because I know I'm always going to have that following. Like you said, I've got longevity. I've been here.
He does not want to get a job. He's already stated he does not want to work ever. He makes more money doing this than he does any other job. And I can't quit doing this now. I make too much money doing it. By the way, I'm broke. Oh, he'd definitely smile at hands and shake babies. Would not believe that not forget that in a heartbeat. Yeah, and the foam, the soundproofing foam. Mind you, he has literally said he cannot vacuum when he gets done with streaming at night because he would get a noise complaint. But then what's with all the randomly placed foam? And if you think a vacuum cleaner is louder than him screaming at the screen, dude, that's fucking stupid, that's bullshit. Oh, the desert, fucking me. If you really think that is quieter than a vacuum cleaner, you're lying to yourself. Exactly, only a loser works a 9-to-5 job according to him. That's why a lot of my shifts are 6 to 2. Then I go home and take a nap.
11 years, and we're always going to have some people who are interested. If I stream at 1 hour a week, other people come out to see what I'm doing. You know what I mean? But there's no way I could do this full time. I have to do something different. I know that.
Yeah, so a lot of people ask questions like, people would ask me this too, and I know how I would answer it, but they're like, what would you even if you couldn't make money, would you still stream? And it sounds like you answer that basically like, well, sure, but I've got to pay my bills first.
Right, it'd be way less. I would obviously have a job that would be my main focus, but I would love to do this like I used to do YouTube as a 2-hour hobby a night. Right, at home, and I'm able to do a little bit of streaming. The difference now is I can actually make money on that 2-hour stream every night. When back then I was just doing it for a hobby. I wasn't monetizing the videos or anything. It was just like for 2.5 years I was uploading gameplay videos to YouTube before I ever made a dime doing anything.
But Oathkeeper, he can't vacuum between streams.
On
He's got
on your career. Was there ever a point where you were making any reasonable money on YouTube, or were you always kind of just using that as like kind of a dumping ground for your stream videos?
So what is it
Oh
between
no,
streams?
dude! I was a full-time
He
YouTuber
cooks,
from year 2011 to 2017.
cleans up.
Early 2017. So you're talking 6
Showers.
straight years.
No, he doesn't shower.
95% of my income was on YouTube
So he
ad
cooks, he
revenue.
cleans.
Okay.
It was that big. Like my channel was that popular at one point. And the thing is, I had a formula that I had figured out.
He has no
that was, like,
time.
the sweet spot for making
Shut up! You're a
money ads on
detractor
YouTube.
trying to
Like,
say
you
you
had
should
certain
do between
lengths of your
streams.
video, a certain amount of ads on each video that you could like make a good amount of money just doing straight playthroughs. You know, I didn't have to do these long edited videos like people were doing. I could just upload parts of a video game playthrough, and I was making really good money doing it.
Yeah.
But then when that adpocalypse happened in early 2017, that all changed. Like overnight, I made 50% less money, and I was like, oh my god, like I can't do this. So that's when I adopted full-time streaming, and that's what I've been doing for the past 2.5 years.
Yeah, that happened to a lot of us too. Even I felt it through several. You know, I used to have a channel where it was just magic. Sorry, I'm just getting over a cold.
It's cool. I know. If I saw in your video, you're getting over the flu. So
Yeah. So I used to do
Right.
like Magic the Gathering videos and stuff like that, and you know, overnight it cut in half. And YouTube now seems to favor, you know, multiple uploads, which you do on your main channel. But gameplay videos just aren't what they used to be. They're just, you know, they're just not. YouTube wants to push their live
Unless
streams.
you're PewDiePie and you still make a ton of money.
So now that you've been streaming on Twitch, this is one of the hottest questions.
Because he's entertaining and people like him.
Like, whose nudes do you have from Twitch? Like, who do you have? I won't never ask you to name them, but like, has like where are you? Because where are you at with people from Twitch? Do you think you're on good terms with them?
It's funny you ask
They
that
love me,
because
dude. They
the
love
honest answer
me.
I can give you is I don't think anyone like on Twitch has an issue with me. I just think that they don't want to touch me with a 10-foot pole because of the trolls that follow me around. You know?
Yeah.
But I can give you. I'm not gonna
it's the
name any
trolls'
names,
fault,
but
guys.
there's
It's the
people
trolls'
who,
fault.
Like I was cool with them. Sometimes they would come and hang out on my streams. I would come hang out on their streams. And within a year, they basically told me we can't do it anymore. Your trolls are like invading my fucking streams and harassing my viewers, and I can't have that.
Well, Keeper, you're right with 1,000 when you count a Street Fighter.
I'd rather have it
Because he uploaded each individual fight.
Are toxifying.
Then he got hit
my
for
content,
spam.
And I was like, fair enough.
Because he was literally spamming the system with 1,000 videos.
It's not me. It's not that person. It's this outside force that follows me around like a hemorrhoid on my ass, and I don't know what to do about it, you know. And it sucks that happens. But no, like I don't have any real close personal relationships with anyone on Twitch simply because of that. Like people are afraid to have that association because they know that they get this spillover of bad stuff onto their own content.
Well, and if you follow like modern day Twitch, you know, my answer to a lot of people who were asking me about that with you, you know, like, wow, the fuck does Phil stay on Twitch? It's mostly because you don't get political. You know, like that seems to be a really hot button issue with Twitch. You know, like if you, and when I mean like political, isn't necessarily like, oh, I like the president or I don't like the president, but you know, the issues, right? Like you're basically just stick to streaming your games, and I think that has insulated you. What do you think of the modern state of Twitch with kind of their push towards, you know, IRL streamers and these like political debate channels and stuff like that? What do you think about all that?
I think there's a space for everything. Like, I think that it was weird because Twitch started as Justin TV, which was supposed to be like that stuff.
Yeah,
but then they said, oh, we're going to become Twitch TV and it's only gaming. In fact, I had a friend who was doing a show on Twitch TV, and when they became Twitch, they told him, you can't do your show anymore because it's not about gaming. He was like, what? They actually pushed him off of Twitch and said, we won't let you stream here unless you're going to do games. And now here we are years later, they changed their mind. Now they want everything back.
I would say because Twitch is supposed to be about video games.
I think there's a place for everything. I really do. I think there's a space for everything. But for me, like, I would not want to go there. I'm known as a gamer. People want my opinions on games. Yes, when I do an interactive stream, they'll ask me other stuff. That's fine. You want to toss other stuff into the conversation. But the last thing I want is my stream to become a place where people are coming to be just virulently angry at each other and nasty with each other about. I always say politics and religion are the two topics that I don't want to discuss in depth. If there's a game
because you don't know anything about it
on politics or religion, it's a part of the game's plot. Okay, then we can talk about it. But I'm not going to go there because there's so many people.
Wait, tell people don't talk about it because you don't know anything.
If you don't agree with them on politics or religion, that's it. That's like the shut-off point. If you're not in agreement with them on what they believe or politics or religion, I don't want to watch your content. I hate your guts. I'm going to troll you. I'm going to do this and that. And I don't understand that. I'm an open mind kind of guy.
Begging for money.
There's a lot of people I don't agree with on politics or religion. That doesn't mean that I completely write off everything that person's ever done on Earth. You know, if they're a talented musician or a talented content creator, I don't say because I don't agree with you on politics, I hate you now. But that's how people are. So I say I don't want that on my streams. I don't want to get that stigma. Trust me, I got enough problems. I don't need to be also dealing with a whole new can of fucking worms too.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate that take. I agree with you 100%. You know, I don't you know, so my content kind of leans towards like more of the like anti-PC, but like a lot of people view my content, they're like, oh, he's definitely a Trump supporter, for example, or he's definitely a whatever supporter. I don't even want to talk about it. Like I want everyone to watch my content, you know, because I know once you pick a side, as you pointed out. Then the other side fucking hates you.
That's
It
right.
wasn't always like that. And you and I have both been online long enough. It wasn't like that 5 years ago, but that's what it is now.
Yeah.
Um,
The political
trash.
climate really changed things. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
hard. You got to pick and choose your topics now to make sure you don't piss off the wrong person.
Yeah. So speaking of people that hate people, you know, can you give me some insight? So I've watched, like, I went and watched a couple of streams. I'm not what, you know, like I said, what you might call a detractor channel. I haven't been, you know, I've just known you've existed forever. And so then I try to watch some of the, you know, these channels, and I see where their perspective's at.
Oh God, are you kidding me? He's now bitching that the fanboys need to pay for the Halloween games when they already paid for the marathon. So I just saw that on Twitter. Like, why? They already gave you over $1,000. Use that $1,000 to buy the games, dick weasel.
Then I watch you actually interacting with your chat. It's obviously different.
Got bros.
Where do you put yourself in your interactions with chat? You know, you spend a decent amount of time acknowledging your trolls. That must be on purpose, right? Look, so when I see trolls in my live chat, I'll either mute them or not acknowledge them. But it is part of your show, and you know, I know
What the
you
fuck
must
is up
know.
with the-
You're not an idiot. You must know that some people are hate watching you, and so you interact with people or whatever the case may be. You know, where do you think? You know, how does that work into your live stream? You know, interacting with these people that are just always in your orbit. You know, just
Hi,
to shut up.
Quatinity.
Right.
Mundane
I
Dave.
mean, when I started, it wasn't like that.
It's
you know?
always
When I
a
started, it
fundraiser
was
now.
YouTube, because I remember I started exclusively on YouTube. I wasn't even live streaming. And it used to be like people legitimately would come to watch your content because they were looking for something positive. They were looking for something fun, something energetic. They
Ooh,
wanted
I've
to be
actually
part
not
of
heard
the
a snort
excitement,
yet.
right? They were always
Yeah.
excited to be part of this new thing on YouTube. That was 10, 11 years
Viking
ago.
Warrior. You
At
just
some point, it
huh.
became, we're here to shit. We're just here to
Yeah.
take a big dump on everybody. We don't care what you do or what it is. We have to find the faults and destroy you. And they get jollies doing that, you know? And I've noticed in the last, you know, I'd say probably started in 2012. I know that's a long time ago, but,
Not
you know,
for
over
me.
the years,
Yeah.
there's a giant group of people now who just are only there to crap on me. Now, I could completely ignore them. That's true. I could over moderate. That's true. And to some extent, I used to do that. Like when I was just on YouTube, I used to heavily police my comments on my videos, heavily police them to the point where people were like, I don't like watching Phil's videos because I can't comment. When I comment, everything seems like it's super policed and commented on there or you know, moderated on there.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do it anymore. I was a one-man army. I wasn't going to sit there moderating my stuff all day. I had a life. I wanted to make more gameplay. I wanted to do other stuff. I couldn't just sit there. So at one point, I just let it go. And what I noticed systematically is over the years, more toxic people came in, more stuff just kept crapping on the videos, to the point where I noticed, like, you know, everything was still good when it came to my fans. My fans still loved my content and wanted to come see it, but there was this increasing like cloud over my head of people following me around saying negative things.
Dark clouds
And you're
over
right. I
Chernobyl.
think originally, I kind of, back in the day when it first started, this negative cloud behind me, I reacted to it the worst possible way.
Holy
I
shit, he's not
acknowledged
made
it.
a single
I
snort
complained
yet.
about it. I said it's not fair. I whined. I screamed. I made a big tantrum. All these guys are jerks. How could they do this? You know, there was this movement on YouTube called "This Is How You Don't Play" that was created off of me and my gameplay. And if I had reacted in a different way to it and probably said, "Oh, that's funny. That's a funny montage that people made of me," you know, it probably wouldn't have ever blown up to what it was. But they liked the fact that when they made these videos about me, that I reacted to them. Oh, I got the reaction I wanted out of Phil.
Yeah.
And now when he plays a game, it's more about getting him to get angry or fail at a game so we can make another one of these to get attention for us and just kept feeding itself to become this like organic entity of this toxic cloud that kept growing and growing. So when I stream now, I realize that cloud's always there. It's never going to go away. It's associated with me permanently now, right? It's attached to me.
Because you're a
permanently.
piece of shit.
What I try to do is balance it. I can't say it doesn't exist because there are people who actively will come in my chat and actually are supportive. They'll contribute via, you know, the methods you contribute on Twitch, and they'll help me to keep going, but they're only there to really wait for that moment when I screw up in a fighting game and I swear and I get angry at the person or I overreact in a game. You know, they're waiting for that moment of fail to really latch on. Ha, I got him. Now let's make fun of him and stuff. You got to kind of laugh with it. You know, and back then when I first started, like I said, earlier days, 7, 8 years ago, I wasn't like that. I thought my shit didn't stink. I was like, how could anyone criticize me or make fun of me? That's not right. Now I'm a different person. Like I've learned over the years, you got to roll with that. Now, some people say don't acknowledge it at all. But the thing is, if a lot of people are doing it and you don't acknowledge it at all, now it's like they're not going to come back. Or at the same time, what I've noticed is some people, if they don't get that acknowledgement, it just makes it worse.
Honestly,
They'll
I've
try to
made
find
plenty of
another way to
videos of as
intrude. If I
many
just let it
faults
roll
and
and pretend that's the
lies.
natural part of my stream, it doesn't bother people that much. In fact,
That's
there's
a good point.
there's a few negative memes that have come up that at first they pissed me off, but I realized if I embrace the meme and I make it my own, it's not a big deal anymore.
Yep.
And so that's what I've been trying to do. I make emotes now in my chat of some of the memes that are negative memes
I'll
because that
say, yeah,
takes
his
the power away
office
from
is
them, and people don't
atrocious.
see it as a negative anymore because everyone's doing it, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I've been trying to embrace it in the last couple of years since I've become a full-time streamer is understand it's there, recognize when it's there. Don't make the whole stream about it because there's positive people there who are there to also enjoy my content on a positive level. And they don't want to just hear negative the whole stream. But if it's there, laugh
And he
at it.
definitely
make a
stinks
sarcastic
because he's
comment
admitted he
about
doesn't
it,
shower
and
every
move on.
day.
Don't dwell on it all the time.
I
At the
couldn't
same time,
imagine.
when you allow that thing to have power, you know what I mean? It gets even worse. And at the same time, if you don't acknowledge it at all, that's a group of people that, number one, could be contributing and they're not, because now they feel like you don't care anymore. And number two, that's a group of people that might find another way to hurt you more maliciously behind the scenes because what they're doing isn't working. So let's find another way to screw him, you know, behind the scenes that's not on his live stream.
Yeah, that's good to hear, because, you know, I told people when I said we were going to talk, people are like, oh, he's not going to talk about it, blah, blah, blah. I said, no. When I talked to him in private, he understood. He's like, look, we can talk about the shit where I fucked up. You know, we can talk about some of the funny stuff. I don't want to talk about personal finances, by the way, which is fine. I don't want to talk about my exes, which is also, by the way, fine. You know, and it's one thing where there are guys that have been out there. I've been out there more than 10 years too, but under several different channels. And there have been guys out there, you know, I don't know if you put yourself in the same category with them, but as a layman, there have been people who've streamed for a really long time and they have a large group of detractors, and they still have, you know, it's when it starts out great. Look, when I started my YouTube channel, I had like a 99% upvote on every video I did. Right. But over the years, you know, you piss a few people off. Even your most loyal fans are the ones that turn into the ones that really hate you.
The TV is on.
You know, and
he leaves that shit on all the fucking time.
10 dislikes on a video. I was like, whoa,
he never turns anything off. Like, why would you not turn the shit off?
100. Now I'm like, oh,
gee,
okay.
I'm overdrafted.
So
do I turn shit off so it saves energy bill?
Like you
leave it on all the time.
Like Wings, and where both of you have been on long enough, where you have long, kind of, or you have, I'm sorry, a solid group of haters, but you also have a solid group of you're still your fans, and where Wings, I don't know, he probably has it worse than you, where like, but he still reacts like old Phil used to react.
God,
if I could talk to DSP, I would say, dude, you got to lean into the meme, because eventually it's not going to be as fun to make fun of you, because you're like, yeah, I fucked up, you know, whatever, this happened, and
like, dude,
you know,
calm down, stop with all the tricky emotions.
You know, he talks about now. There's a recent stream where he was like, basically like, look, I got to turn my haters into payers, essentially. I've got to convert, you know, because these are coming in. He's got several channels that basically are 100% dedicated to making content, and you've got a few of them too.
Oh,
so,
like,
how do you approach that
dead
content now?
black eyes?
Dedicated channels that are basically just memeing on you.
See, here's the thing. Again, I'm different now than I used to be. When I was a full-time YouTuber, I was like really pissed off about it. And I would call these channels out. They're stealing my content. I wish I could take them down, blah, blah, blah. I'm not even like that anymore. Like, for me, I don't mind that they exist as long as
it's not
what they do
stealing.
It's
called fair use.
I don't care if you make fun of me. I don't care if you call me a loud cow. I don't care what the frick you call me. But don't try to actually like hurt myself or my livelihood or my family. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because
no one's coming to hurt you, dumbass.
And I hate to say it, but the people who make those channels don't realize that what they're doing is kind of putting the ammo into a group of people who aren't like them. You know, those guys, they're doing it for laughs. They're doing it to make fun of me and to make some popularity, get popularity on my expense, right?
Yeah.
You know, they're not laughing with me. They're laughing at me, but they get a rise. They make some money doing it. Whatever. It's fine. I don't care about that. What I care about is now the person who watches all their content comes after me and my family personally, which has happened many times.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm worried about. Like, I don't care if someone makes a video, this is how you don't play, here's a montage of Phil sucking at Dark Souls. Big deal. But you make a video that says, Phil is 100% a scammer, and he regularly, every day, he steals money
because you are a scammer.
Constantly, and he's a really dishonest, disgusting person, and he really shouldn't exist. You're going to get people who...
Mr. $2,000 for a cat reveal. Mr. I'm broke, I can't get married. Immediately gets married. Mr. taking a picture of you wearing a long sleeve shirt. I can't turn the heat on. While flying a woman in 3 times from Michigan. And then Mr. I need to raise $10,000. Raises $10,000. Immediately moves cat in. You are a scammer.
Who are going to, like, in their head, not understand that that's a video to make fun of me. They think this is a call to action. And now they think that they have to do everything they possibly can to hurt someone like me or someone like me. Some of the stuff that's happened, you know, you wouldn't even believe some of the stuff that people tried to do.
I've had it all too. I've had swattings. I've had to deal with a lot of that bullshit too. People calling my fucking mom, who doesn't even know how to use Facebook or whatever.
Right.
You know, people called my mother-in-law and like told her that I was a neo-Nazi. And she's like, what? No, like he hangs out with black dudes. I know that. Yeah, like, but like.
Oh, he's got a black friend, so he's not racist.
Like too, but you know, as you probably are aware, you know, and I said I wouldn't ask any questions about it specifically, but that is the biggest issue with your detractors is the money, right? Like,
yeah, oh yeah, I would think so. Now the thing is, you can't really get a straight answer because depending on who you ask, the way that it works with my detractors, I don't know about Wings and everybody else because I stay out of everyone else's business. I really do. I don't know anything about what's going on with these other guys, but with me, it's called moving the goalpost, meaning their issue with me today is money. So, okay, so something happens and, okay, that's an issue. But then when that's not an issue anymore, the next thing is the issue. Because originally it wasn't about money. When I started on YouTube, I was making tons of money. I didn't need money. I wasn't asking for donations. I wasn't asking for people to tip me on streams or do any of this stuff. I was rolling in ad revenue. So I didn't need to ask. Back then it was, oh, Phil's a cocky asshole. He doesn't take his playthrough seriously. He insults the game developer. So I changed my attitude. I'm not going to do that anymore. Oh, well, now Phil did this and Phil did. And that's the thing. Like, there's always a new thing that they seem to now bring up as the thing that they hate me for. I would say initially they'll tell you it's money, but then if you kind of debunk what they're talking about. Oh, that didn't really happen. Here's what really happened. Oh, well, didn't you?
But you
also
don't
know that
debunk anything. You've never
You know what the
debunked
big one that
anything.
came up with the most was this cat thing. Do you know what that's about? Like,
Oh, yeah.
People said, here's how it was told to me, that like he had an ex goal for money, and then to reveal something, and then it was as his cat. What was that even about? Was that, how long ago was that?
That was a few months ago. 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
Okay.
It was fairly recently.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. That's probably why they're all talking about it, because it just happened a few months ago.
Oh, okay.
But no, I had a stream where I told everyone it was a special event, a marathon style stream, that I was going to be playing a certain amount of games, certain type of game. You know, it was a kind of a gimmick event.
You played Mario.
To raise funds. I was in a big bad financial position. I had a bunch of things.
You played Mario. It wasn't a bunch of games. It wasn't different games. It was literally Mario. And in 9 hours, you should have been able to beat it, but for some reason he couldn't because he's an idiot. Also, you had a tips goal of $1,000 for, got something, a huge improvement. It's going to be a huge positive thing for my stream. It was a cat.
Coming up that I needed to pay, and I looked at it. I know I can't do it. Now, I know my fans will support me if I ask for it. So I said, I'm going to do a special marathon stream to raise tips. And if I hit a certain level, a goal level of what I like to raise during that day, I'm going to give you guys a positive reveal as a way to say thank you. And this is something that could maybe
and it was a
affect
cat.
positively my streams in the future or my content. We'll see, you know. But that's how I spun it. It wasn't,
hey, X9.
oh, you know, this is a life-changing event. I'm promising you guys the world.
Yeah, it was August 4th.
That there's going to be some crazy thing if we raise a certain amount of money. And I never even told anyone what the amount of money was or anything. It was just all. In fact, that morning, I just out of my head pulled a random number out of my head, never expecting that I would reach it, and the number was $1,000.
Bullshit.
Okay, I was like, I'll never reach this on one stream. I'll never do this, right?
And yeah, he took a break he took his last break. He's like, oh guys, I gotta go talk to someone. I gotta email them. Goes on break. Comes back. Oh, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling very positive that we're gonna hit this goal. We are definitely going to hit this goal. Oh, here's Planet Jet with $1,000. Almost as if he had this in his back pocket the entire time. Dumbass.
That's crazy.
That'd be
but
a killer
I said, what the hell? I'll pull it out of the sky. I'll put it up as a goal. Maybe it'll motivate people. If I had got a couple $100, I would have been thrilled, right? Yeah. So I do the stream, and it's about 3/4 through the.
All right, guys, how about we play a game of what the beep is wrong with this office? Let's see. What is that on top of the filing cabinet? Just a bunch of random. Does he have a trophy? Looks like a trophy. Like a cheaply made Taekwondo trophy. And you see the fan. That's not the bladeless one, is it, though? That looks like it has blades on it. Sitting on top of the AC unit. Move my head out of the way a little bit. Got it. What color is this floor originally? Because I don't think it's that color. That's probably just all the dust piled up. And of course, that TV still... Look at the TV. It is still in that angle where it's definitely going to fall off at a moment's notice. Uh-oh. Why did that change? There we go. So yes, you got... Is that a stuffed animal? Like, you see the screen for the mic, get the microphone, the screen. They have something that looks like a stuffed animal. What the hell is that? And is that a smoke detector? Does it have a smoke detector sitting on top of stuff? I guess it's right where all the wires are, so I guess that'd be a good place to have a smoke detector. Where all the wires are. Goddamn. Now, cloaks are going to be more of, alright, DSP, if you give me $1,000, I will improve your stream tenfold. You'll be tripling your money. You're going to make so much fucking money if you just give me $1,000. Okay, here's $1,000. Got a cat. What? Dude, that's stupid. Tekken 3 trophy. That could be it. Let's see. Ooh, PSVR. I'm trying to see what that is. Guy's got so much junk in there. Get my head out of the way for you guys. I'll probably... Hey, Crusader. I had probably to look up one of his original... Oh, yeah, guys, we're walking through the new home we're about to buy. Just to see what color that floor
it's
originally
almost
was.
over. And I'm like, well, guys, you know, just so you know, here we are. The stream's almost over. There's the goal. Here's where we are. And people were like, well, are you still going to reveal the thing at the end of the stream? I was like, I don't know. We'll see. And the
He'll never play it again, but he won't sell it either.
I didn't tell anyone that because obviously I want to motivate people to contribute.
Sure.
I was going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
But I want to motivate people to contribute. All of a sudden, people started coming out of the woodwork and started contributing. If you can believe it, we hit the goal. Okay?
Damn.
So
You got $2,200.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So like, all right, this is amazing. Stop the presses. We'll stop playing games. I just want to introduce you to my pet cat who had lived with me for a while now, and I actually have completely kept him under wraps because, as I told you, I have such this weird cloud of haters that they try to fuck with my private life, and I knew that anything that I reveal about my private life, they make it a negative, no matter what. So I'd actually kept my cat private and not let
here it
anyone know
is.
about him for a long time. It was a secret. I never let him in my office. The funny thing is he has a bell around his neck. Damned if I know how they didn't hear it in the hallway, like ringing behind the door or whatever. But they
I have
never
5 cats, by the way.
Oh, really? So there you go.
Yeah.
You know they make noise and stuff. So good God, Lord knows how no one knew that I had a cat. I don't know. Maybe they guessed or whatever. But so finally I said, here he comes. And I let him in and I'm playing with him and we're having fun. And the thing is, there were 2 groups of people. My fans, my actual fans, were super happy. They were like, that's the cutest cat ever. This is a cool reveal. This is something that Phil never does. Reveals part of his personal life. He hasn't done this in such a long time. This is really actually cool. This is cooler than what we thought it was going to be. Some people thought it was going to be, oh, I'm announcing I'm adding a piece of equipment to the stream or something. But to see
like
this,
a green
cat and the
screen?
cat now, the cat has free roam to come
That
into my
people have been
office
asking
whenever
for.
it wants now. I leave the door open. So if he wants to join me on a stream, he'll come in. It was funny. Tonight I'm playing Street Fighter and he's like messing with my hand when I'm trying to do moves and stuff. You know, it's a funny, silly
They
thing.
do that, yeah.
But the thing that gets me is there's the other group of people. Oh my God, that's it? So Phil charged $1,000 to see his cat? Oh my God, I can't, what a dishonest scammer. He said this was going to be something amazing and he was going to really contribute to the streams and this is a bullshit. How, you know, and that's how they spin it. Now, on top of all that.
Because that's how you put it.
20 minutes was crazy. So I'm playing with my cat and everything. A longtime fan of mine came out to the stream late and was like, oh, this is amazing. And he gave me another $1,000.
Whoa.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
I've never had a donation that big.
That is not how it happened. He had that plan from the beginning.
Like, that's crazy.
It was nuts. I was like, I wasn't expecting that. That's crazy, right? I'm super happy now, obviously. But then again, so now the new conspiracy is this whole thing was planned. Phil already had someone lined up to give him the $1,000 behind the scenes. So the whole thing was a scam to get his other fans to give him money too. You know, this is what I mean. This is what these people do. They think these crazy conspiracy theories up.
Okay.
And they spin them into fact. And you mentioned these channels that just detract on me constantly. They all had their own weird story about the cat story that Phil scammed his viewers, not out of $1,000 but $2,000 somehow.
Okay, yeah.
And it was all a plan behind. It was a malicious plan behind the scenes. It's like, but if you were there and you were live for the event, you would realize none of that happened. It was actually a very positive, fun stream. People were having fun with games. They were contributing slowly, and then all of a sudden they realized, oh man, he didn't hit the goal. Let's help Phil out. And at the last minute, everyone kind of rallied. We hit the goal. It was amazing. Okay, here's my cat. You know, not really a big deal. It wasn't like I was publishing this for months that this was going to be a crazy, life-changing reveal for everyone. It was just something as a reward, a little positive thing at the end of the stream if we hit the goal.
All right.
And like I said, I was definitely going to.
Little positive thing. Dude, you hyped that shit up for like a month. Also, mister, I'm broke. I have no money. That's a good place to stop where he has his eyes closed. Like, why are your eyes closed? Can you imagine you're interviewing someone and they're just refusing at all costs to look at you? Like, hey, I'm trying to interview you. How about you look at me? No, I must look everywhere else. Don't look at me. Oh, crap, I'm going to close my eyes if I had to look at you. Ah! Piece of shit.
To show the cat anyway. I wasn't going to like hold it back as a secret. I was eventually going to show the cat, but people just want to make shit up. And that's the thing. That's the hot new thing. That Phil's a scammer. His $2,000 cat.
Well, yeah, I mean, so I really don't watch those. There's a couple of YouTube channels that I watch that will occasionally meme on you a little bit, but I don't watch some of these.
Exactly. Tell them to wait till the end to donate.
I watch some of the Wings channels because they're fucking hilarious. Wings is just a different dude. Like, he hasn't figured out how to lean into it yet, and he's still, you know, but the
I want to go back 1 second. What was that?
Fill out, and at the last minute, everyone kind of rallied. We hit the goal. It was amazing. Okay, here's my cat. You know, not really a big deal. It wasn't like I was publishing this for months that this was going to be a crazy, life-changing reveal for everyone. It was just
yes, you
as a
did.
Reward, a little positive thing at the end of the stream if we hit the goal.
You
and like
so
I
said it was
I
going to be this
definitely
big,
gonna
huge
show the
thing
cat
for your
anyway. I wasn't
stream.
going to like hold it back as a secret. I was eventually going to show the cat, but people.
So they paid $2,000 for nothing. I was going to reveal the cat no matter what. So you scanned him out of $2,000 for nothing.
Just want to make shit up, and that's the thing. That's the hot new thing. That Phil's a scammer. His $2,000 cat.
Well, yeah, I mean, so I really don't watch those. there's a couple of YouTube channels that I watch that will occasionally meme on you a little bit, but I don't watch some of these. I mean, I watch some of the Wings channels because they're fucking hilarious. Wings is just a different dude. Like, he hasn't figured out how to lean into it yet, and he's still, but the
Lies. All he tells
funny
are
thing
lies.
was that was a really big deal. And look, looking back at it, do you think maybe that like I do it with thumbnails all the time, like I think the title's okay, or I think, like you say, hey, look, I just thought I was gonna do something, important. But sometimes it's hard to judge like how your viewers, or in your case, also your strong detractors, will view something like that. They're probably like, oh, Phil's got a kid on the way, or something
Probably
like
does.
that. And sometimes you can't avoid the way people react to your thumbnails. That's how I view it with your titles. So maybe that was a case of where, like, oh shit, maybe I should have had like a more, normal title kind of thing.
Yeah, the thing is, you're right. Like, how do you say that? Because essentially, I didn't want to spoil. And it's like, oh, it's a minor, or it's kind of a middle-level thing. People were guessing, of course, the whole time. They were guessing, is it a pet? Is it this or that? I can't give them a hint. And the problem is, when you don't give a hint, now they naturally build it up to be bigger than what it's supposed to be, right? They're building their own expectations up. And I can't do anything about that. Now, the funny fact about the whole thing is, every single person who contributed that day liked it. Every person who contributed on that stream was happy. I never got a single person who came to me and said, Phil, I feel like the contribution that I gave you was dishonest. It's because you told us one thing and it was another. And the thing is, that's what always happens when I have to do fundraising or whatever. The people are happy. The people who actually contribute aren't the people with the issue. It's the people who criticize me, the people who do full-time detraction on me, that always have the issue. It's never the people who are positively contributing. It's the people on the outside watching that seem to have the issue. So who really got scammed? Was it the viewer who contributed and was happy with the result, or was it the person who blew up the expectation to be something it wasn't, and now we could use this as more fuel for more videos for our channels, and that's essentially what it turned into.
Okay. Let me ask you a non-drama related. Let's get back on like an interesting. This was an interesting one that came in, and I do appreciate it. By the way, I'm gonna keep to the time that you said you had. You've already been very generous with your time. So
I can go, just so you know, I can go till about. Honestly, I could probably go till about 11 p.m. my time, so I could go like another 40 minutes if you wanted.
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's see.
You can go until 3 o'clock in the morning when you're gonna be up anyways.
Here's one that I thought, while I should ask you about the arcade 1-up machines too, because I'm gonna get your opinion on those in a minute, because I just bought a bunch of them. Are you familiar with those?
I've seen them in the stores. Yeah, I saw them. They're like smaller versions of arcade cabinets of various games you could get on them. I've seen them. Yeah,
they had a Street Fighter 2 one that I bought today, a Mortal Kombat one that I bought. They come with a riser, so they're like more like a normal height, but they're still not the same as they were.
Yeah, they're small.
Old heads like us remember actually playing on them. Like that. What was the one game? Killer Instinct. Like I remember that. Like anyway, one person asked this: while playing fighting games, why do you hold your controller like you're playing an arcade?
He headbangs more than I do watching the metal video.
I didn't think that was like a troll question. I thought they were being genuine. So
yeah, well, I think
they left out the wedding. They left out the cat scam.
I think they mean. Hold on a second.
Yeah,
I think what they mean is. So there's two ways to hold.
Oh
a controller.
God. There's one way
to hold a controller is to use your thumbs, and then you use your fingers on the shoulder buttons. But when I play fighting games on a controller, I actually go like this, and I use my fingers and I push on top. And the reason is I find that especially for fighting games, a lot of the button inputs are multiple button inputs, and trying to push two buttons with the thumb especially can be very unreliable. Maybe you hit one but not the other. So when I do like this, I seem to be able to simultaneously hit the buttons, and the reason is because I grew up on arcades. I actually used to be a competitive Street Fighter player, and I used to play on American-style controls where the buttons were face buttons on the arcade. You couldn't hit those with your thumb; they were too big. You had to use your individual fingers to hit the buttons top down, and that's how when I play games a lot of the time, especially Mortal Kombat and stuff like that, I'm pressing the buttons flat.
Weird that is.
It's very hard to do it with just the thumb. At least very difficult from my.
So I'm playing a game like. That makes sense. Well, how do I use R2 and R1?
Have you seen Neo Geo has a new.
I guess
mini,
like that maybe.
The Neo Geo.
Then you try to use a thumb.
Like
what?
A lot of those were just basically Neo Geo.
That's stupid.
Cards.
Same hardware.
Yeah, same hardware, just a different input. So now they have like a mini that has the full arcade style controller.
That's how he paid him for the interviews through subs.
That's cool. Right now I'm
to make his
Genesis
subs look
mini.
high.
I'm really enjoying it.
I love it. They did the best. They did better than anyone else. Better than the NES mini, the Super NES mini, the Genesis mini is great.
Doesn't look like a fire hazard. It is a fire hazard.
For it, and it's all your favorite games plus some additions that are new. It's really sweet, and it's such a variety too. You can just do a stream and play 7-8 different games on a stream and have so much fun.
Exactly, Will J.
Earthworm Jim, classic.
Yeah.
I'm friends with the creator of that guy too.
Oh wow.
He's got a new comic, Earthworm Jim comic that's coming out and stuff like that. And then the guy from Tommy from Intellivision, which is the company that now they own Earthworm Jim. They also have the original way back. You and I will remember Intellivision, but they have a new retro console coming out. that's kind of like the Genesis Mini or whatever, but it'll have Intellivision games, but it'll also have a brand new Earthworm Jim game on it, which will be exclusive to that too. So that's kind of a fun scene. Somebody asked this question. I don't know if there's a legitimate answer. If there's not, we can skip it. But do you have a favorite titty mod for Skyrim?
Oh my god, no, I've never played any mod. I played Skyrim on PC back in the day when it first came out, before the mods even hit. And when that game came out on PC, it was so buggy. It was like so many issues with the game.
Yeah, for many years.
It was buggy for everyone and everything,
like
not just
gooey,
PC.
purple Barney monsters. It was like really effed up. But no, I know I've never played any mods. I'm not a PC gamer essentially. I'm mostly console. Like 95% of the games I play are usually on console. So no, I don't know a legit answer because I've never done any mods.
No,
for
that's
Skyrim.
fair. That's a fair answer though. I've never been a mod guy myself.
Go back and from when he holds
but I know there are
it.
titty mods for it.
Alright. Kind of 4237. When was he holding the control like an idiot?
Or multiple button inputs, and trying to push two buttons with the thumb especially can be very unreliable. Maybe you hit one but not the other. So when I do like this,
so he holds it like this. But how do you use? I guess for well, maybe it's a fighting game. I guess you don't have to use R1, R2, maybe. But so like here he's playing Call of Duty. Triangle, triangle, triangle. Like no. Like how do you aim? God, that is just stupid. That is just trash. I played on PS3 and I had a couple issues, but nothing too major. Then I got on PC and modded the shit out of it. If you play Skyrim on PC and you don't mod it, you're doing it wrong. Just saying. God. Alright, back to 4237. Let's see. No, went a little too far. Close
first
enough.
came out, before the mods even hit, and when that game came out on PC, it was so buggy. It was like so many issues with the game.
Yeah, for many years almost it was.
Half the dragons wouldn't render for me. They looked like these gooey purple Barney monsters. It was like really effed
well,
up.
Coakstorm, you can do
I never played any mods.
visual
I'm not
ones where it
a
just
gamer,
makes the game
essentially.
look
I'm
better.
mostly console. Like
That's why I usually
95%
did it, for
of
to
the
make it
games I
look
play are usually
better.
Console, so.
Then they came out with the legendary version that already looks better. So then I focused on multiple rings and necklaces.
I've never been a mod guy myself, but I know there are titty mods for that game. So I was like, I didn't know. I was like, hey, maybe Phil plays it on stream. I don't know. So a lot of questions pertain to this documentary, which you probably know. I don't know if you ever watched it, but I'm not going to ask any specifics from it.
Yeah, especially for the legendary version, so you don't need to worry about looks. Now it's like, all right, well, you have multiple fingers. Why can you only wear one ring? So now you can wear multiple rings.
I've heard about it. I've seen snippets of
and
it,
necklaces.
but I never just sat down and watched it. And I basically know that these things exist out there about me, and I know that some of them are fair and some of them are completely unfair. I've heard this is one of the more fair ones.
I would say I've watched it twice. I watched it before our call today, and then I watched it like when I first reached out. I didn't think it was like memeing on. I mean, basically, it's like, hey, here's Phil. He outlays some of your early career, which is probably accurate. Talks about your AdSense bullshit, which you already basically said, hey, this is what happened. That's accurate.
You told people to click on the ads, and they did. Then you got in trouble for it, so you had to walk back on that.
Obviously, that was all the time back then. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was such an asshole when I played Street Fighter competitively. I was super dickhead. I admit that openly. I was just a real asshole.
So I mean, right. So like, okay, so that's accurate. But this does shape the way a lot of people know who you are, right? Like a lot of people nowadays, where YouTube, they couldn't give a fuck about creators like you or I nowadays, unless you're like Will Smith or some Hollywood actor. They might recommend. You actually used to have videos on the YouTube homepage back when they would put popular videos on the homepage. Now it's like the Tonight Show and Saturday Night Live, and so I think just to kind of complete the thought on the kind of the detractor video.
And whenever you see him do stuff on
from the outside looking in,
PC, you can see he has ad block on. It's
mostly
hilarious.
as a positive, and it sounds like you mentioned earlier. Hey, basically, as long as they don't go, crazy over the line or try to fuck me over, they're still a good thing. Like they're still a thing
Banya,
that
though.
keeps me, interested.
GTG.
Yeah, to some extent, because it's like you and I just said. We know this isn't going to last forever. What most YouTubers have a couple
And
of years,
Jada
3,
Pinkett
4 years,
Smith.
where maybe they could stay on top, and then that's it. It fizzles out.
Yeah.
And for me, because there's always a controversy about me, which literally I half the time don't even know about. It keeps people coming to watch. I don't mind it as long as it's not something that's going to not allow me to make a living or not allow me to do what I love, or it's going to hurt myself or my family.
Yeah.
And the things that I don't like is when people lie, outright lie.
Well, there was
But all you do is lie.
yeah, of all the shitty things DSP has done, and there are many.
There's a lot.
The only one I ever had a problem with was the striking or flagging other people's videos, which you said in this stream, like, yeah, hey, look, that was old me.
Back in the day,
I didn't like that,
there was no, like, back in the day, like way back in the day, we're talking
He
again,
still
like
wants to
7
take
years
down
ago.
Snort, but now
There was like no way to do anything about that stuff besides ask nicely. Hey, I think the video you made is real mean about me. Could you take it down or talk to me about it first? Get my permission? Because you basically used my content without permission. Maybe if you had asked first, I would have said, okay, it's kind of messed up that you just did this without my permission.
Yeah.
Today it's the Wild West. Everyone uses everyone's content for anything under the
yeah,
sun.
yeah. Fair use is just, it's over now, right? I see people
everyone
use
just
my
does
content
everything.
too. I'm like, whatever, fuck, I can't do anything about it even if I wanted to.
Right. But back then it was a relatively new thing, and I saw that it literally was those "this is how you don't play" videos took a negative light to my content in a way that had never happened before and made it virally popular. And I was terrified because I didn't have anything to fall back on at the time. And I was like, what's going to happen if now people hate my guts overnight and I have no recourse? So admittedly, back in the day, there were a few people who I tried to like take down their videos. It was, by the way, I'll say this, it wasn't a lot. It was maybe a small handful over the course of a couple of years. In fact, a couple of times it was Machinima who did it. And I didn't even ask them to. They just went ahead and did it on my behalf. And I found out
No,
later
they
that I
didn't.
got
That
shit
is
for it
bullshit.
because people were saying that I'm telling Machinima
That
to do
is
something I didn't
complete
fucking
and
do. It's another
total
issue that I have with
bullshit.
behind the scenes. But
That sounds like you regret that, and you're not like that way anymore.
Shit.
there's no point to doing it. There's no point. It doesn't productively do anything to try to take down other people's videos. If anything,
Except
I
for
just wish
stroke
more
your
people would
ego.
understand and be more conscious that when you're going to make those kind of videos, that concretely can hurt someone. Because here's
No,
a
it
personal
doesn't.
example. Back in the day, I used to just say
You're not
shit
a person,
for-
you're a
for
pig
shock
roach.
value. I would say completely misinformed things. Like I would say anyone who plays Minecraft is a small child and an idiot, and why would anyone play Minecraft? They're all dumbasses, right?
And now you say
And
that
people
about
would actually,
Fortnite.
like, believe me, because I had a big following back then. They were like, no, that's true. Everyone who plays Minecraft is an idiot.
GTG.
I didn't know anything about Minecraft. I had never played it. I knew nothing about it. I was just talking out of my ass to get shock value out of my videos. And now I realize, my God, like, I was so irresponsible. That's a messed up thing to do, right? And
You should have been playing Minecraft all these years. Look at fucking PewDiePie.
Exactly. If I had jumped on those bandwagons back then, I would have been way bigger than I ever was. But I was a very obstinate, ignorant person who just thought this whole thing was kind of a joke. I never really took YouTube seriously back then, and I thought this is just messed up. I'll just say whatever I want, and people will laugh at it or whatever. Now I regret saying a lot of the things that I said and did back then. Some
No,
of
you
the racial
don't. You
humor
just
that
regret
was
the
kind
stuff
of
that gets
way
you in
over the
trouble.
top. That I know I look back then, I'm like, there's generalities, and some of the stuff I said was kind of way too far. in one direction,
It was
I
a
believe.
different time too, I mean, it was like 10 years ago. That's a perfect example. By the way, I'm gonna bring up a question that I think anybody else asking
Is
you
this
about
it?
you, but I will tell you first. I have gout. I understand how bad it fucking hurts. I get it in my big toe of my foot, and
How far
there's
are we?
nothing, and I mean nothing.
We're currently 49 minutes into the video and not a single snort. This is a guy that as soon as he, like, alright, he's ending his pre-stream music. Hello everyone. This is DSP. Today's September 29th. We'll be playing Links of Zelda today. We're 49 minutes and 11 seconds to this video. Not a single snort. Huh. But it's something he can't control. It's a medical condition.
That takes the pain away.
That's right.
So, and you mentioned the kind of the. So essentially, this whole cancellation thing was basically, Phil did these ching chong bing bong jokes, and whatever. I'm not one of those people that's offended by them. You can find them unfunny, fine, but I'm not gonna put any stock in the fact that you're offended by it. Fuck off. But
That's probably, you can see he's playing with his beard, playing with his mouth.
Ago.
He's like doing
Stephen
this.
Colbert had a whole character named Ching Chong Ding Dong or something like that. And nobody said anything about that. So, this funniest cancellation thing was the you don't joke about my gout, but also Ching Chong Bing Bong. That was basically the Daily Dots article, right? And then the serotonin.
No, that's
basically
DSP that masturbates for children.
Phil, look, that's just not the same. Like, I'm assuming you misspoke, like whatever. But
He
I
did
do
not
know
misspeak.
Gout.
He
fucking
said
hurts.
exactly
And I hate it. I hate it.
what he said.
So badly, and it sucks. And for me, for me, if I kind of manage everything, it's relatively self-inflicted. If I get a flare up, sometimes though, I take alpurinol, which is like that is a gout medicine, but so I always thought that was funny. I felt like a kindred spirit when I was reading these articles, like, oh, he's upset that people are giving him shit about gout. Like, okay, probably not the best thing to use as a shield for Ching Chung Bing Bong though.
No, see, that's the thing. They'll take something that first of all, it wasn't even like I was on a stream and let's have a serious conversation. It was like a pre-stream where people were like filing into my stream and I was giving like a little interim talk before I start with my gameplay for the day. A lot of the times I'm shooting the shit. I'm just joking around or I'm just messing around. And someone will ask me like a super like question. They're really trying to start something. You know what I mean? Like they're purposely trying to get a rise,
that it's a bait
incite
question.
something. And so a question comes in and it was like, how do you justify
being a piece of shit that you are?
Well, how do you complain when people make fun of your own personal issues like your gout? Yeah. How do you say that's not right? But then you could make a racial joke, like you just said, a generalized racial joke, and that's okay. Yeah. And I guess maybe I didn't elaborate myself in the best way. I don't know.
The articles that already cover this point out that he says, it's okay to make fun of an entire race. When you're being a racist, you're making fun of everyone of that race. This is one individual person, dude. No, it's wrong. We're now 52 minutes of the video, no snorts.
No, it was literally a 2-minute thing out of a 4+ hour stream.
That spawned like 4. Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 articles that wrote about that.
I like that. It was like a 4-hour stream, and they took out these 2-minute section of it and like, hey, he says something like this. Gee, officer, you're trying to arrest me for murdering that person? It took me off like 2 minutes. There's 24 hours in a day. I only spent like 2 minutes stabbing that person in the chest. You can't arrest me for that. You can't hold that against me. It was only 2 minutes out of a 24-hour day that I spent stabbing that person in the chest. Really, DSP?
Yeah, I don't know where they got it from. Someone had to tip them off or say something. It had to be a slow news day, and they had nothing to write about, and someone sent them something. Oh, here's a clip of a streamer or whatever. Yeah. And but no, obviously
they took her gerbs.
Allow me to take a minute to actually clarify what I'm saying. There's a difference between generalized humor and a personal attack. Okay, generalized humor, making a generalized joke about a race, making a generalized joke about a gender, making a generalized joke about anything that's a category that's in general, is not directed at a singular person, right?
Holy shit, he's saying it again.
Yes, you could take it personally if you're a person of that group, absolutely, and I do think that there are situations where you can go to the extreme and it is too far, but I don't honestly feel, besides maybe I could say one time ever, that I know I went too far, and I've apologized for it profusely over the years. This was something that happened in 2010, by the way, so we're talking 9 years ago.
Yeah.
He never apologized for it. He never apologized for the Nazis in space joke.
Okay. And people still bring it up to this day. But outside of that one instance, I don't ever feel like when I do generalized
he had it
about
coming
race or whatever, that
he had it coming. He only had himself to blame.
It's over the top insulting towards that race, and I'm meaning to like maliciously attack people of that race. It's more of a generalized observation, much like Chris Rock makes so many racial observations in his kind of comedy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's black. He's allowed to. Does he really not understand, like, when Richard Pryor, Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy, or Dave Chappelle make a black joke? Well, because they're black. They're kind of allowed to. What was it? I think it was, Chris Rock movie where he's a young comedian. He dies before he ever gets big. But he gets reincarnated into a rich white guy's body. Like, well, fuck, I'm going to just buy the theater. What was it? The famous one from like Harlem or something like that. He says, screw it, I'm just going to buy it and then I'll be able to perform there. And it's so weird to see that. We can see this big old white guy telling about Chris Rock's jokes. Like, all right, well, then in the context of the movie, it's funny because obviously it's Chris Rock being reincarnated into this guy's body or being put in this guy's body. But if you just had a regular, say, the pig roach going up there and saying those jokes, like, yeah, they would have shot you for that because that's fucked up.
And, if I do something like that, most of my audience gets it. There's always a few people who don't. In fact, I realized over the years not to do it anymore because when I do those generalized racist jokes, I say racist, but you know what I mean. That's how they categorize it as racist.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
People will get upset no matter what. In this current climate, people just can't take that kind of joke anymore. 10 years ago when I started on YouTube, people loved it. In 2010,
what, black?
2009, I can't remember. I had
top 10
most racist moments of the year countdown on
I'm not
YouTube.
him.
And it was one of my most viewed videos of the year. It was all racist kind of jokes that I made, things that other people said in my videos, and it was popular. People loved it. Now.
So you admit that you made a top 10 racist moments. No, but I'm not racist. Here's my top 10 racist moments, but I'm not racist. It's okay to be racist because you're making fun of an entire race. Not making fun of one person for their gout.
Oh my God, you show them that video today, they'll try to crucify you.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
do that
isn't that
stuff.
funny? In 10 years, it feels like 100. You know,
Yeah.
people have just gotten totally. So if I'm understanding you, allow me to paraphrase. You tell me if I'm understanding you correctly. Look, you make some like, hey, Asians are bad at driving, haha. Like, there's no malicious intent there. Or and also similarly, you could say, ha, gout, fucking King's disease. Who the fuck gets gout anymore? That's like a joke about gout. You would say that's okay, but
No, he
don't
wouldn't.
say, you know, haha, Phil, you stupid fuck, you have gout. You know, that kind of thing. Is that? Am
I
I
don't even
understanding
care.
right?
It's a fact that I have it, right? It's a
Yeah.
fact that I have it. Yes, I don't always have it. It flares, like it flares up, it goes
Yeah.
away. It's something I'll have to do for the rest of my life, and it's a diet thing and a
Yeah.
medication thing, and it is what it is. But when people come to my stream and say, haha, you have gout, well, first of all, okay, what's your point? This is
Yeah.
a gameplay stream. What the hell? Okay, you know, it's not funny.
Then
it's not
ignore it.
topical, it's just completely derailing the stream. What are you even talking about? Why are you bringing that up? It kind of, it's jarring. People are like, what the hell are you even saying that for?
And your
But
racist
then you
stuff
the person,
isn't funny
"Ha,
either.
You fat mother effer, you waste of life, you stupid
Yeah.
alcoholic piece of crap. You have it because you're a disgusting individual." Well, obviously they just broke every possible rule
Yeah.
that you should have on a stream, and they're going to get moderated for it, right?
Is that what
and that's
gets
what I
you?
mean.
Is that what gets you the boost?
Poor
For
George
me, it's
Carlin.
if I drink too many days, kind of in rapid succession, and if I eat like greasy food, that's what gets me. I know there's lots of different you know, you get like a list.
Oh,
you know,
everything's
it's
just
like,
pointing and
oh,
laughing
you
at
shouldn't
his
eat,
stupidity.
like greens,
And pointing out he's not had a
super green
single
greens,
snort
or
yet.
these food
We're almost an hour
For
into
me,
the video, not a single
if I,
snort.
You know, if I go out on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I ate like shit over the weekend, it gets me every time. It'll last fucking 2
56
weeks.
minutes in,
For me, it's
no
the red meat.
snorts.
Like, I used
Yeah.
to eat tons of red meat. I used to eat steak. I would have burgers. I would, every moment, lunch meat. You know, I loved red meat, and I would drink. I used to
Yeah.
drink way more back
Were
in
you
the day.
like a wine
Whoa.
guy or
No, I was like rum. At one point, I was really heavily into rum, and then it was like gin and mixed drinks, not
yeah,
not
yeah,
shots,
me too.
but like
That's how
mixed
I'm
drinks,
too.
stuff like
Mixed
that.
drinks. Yep.
And not having any kind of responsibility. I would just eat red meat 5 days in a row. Drink,
Yep.
drink whatever I wanted. I'm a fucking YouTuber. I just got to film videos tomorrow. Who cares if I got a hangover when I play
Yeah.
video games, right? Who gives a crap?
Yeah.
That's how my attitude was when I first started this whole thing 10 years ago, and it caught up with me.
But then he would skip streams because, guys, I'm sick. Oh, I'm so sick. Hopefully I'll feel better tonight. Then, however many months later, admitted that, oh yeah, I was just drunk as shit. Hungover. He was never sick. Holy shit, that was a good pause. Look at those eyes. Dark. Soulless. The void is in those eyes. There's a house in the distance, but there's no lights on. There's nothing inside. Those are the pig roach's eyes.
About, I think it was 2015. It caught up with me in 2015, where I got it
How old were you
bad
then, about
all of
30?
a sudden. At that
Check
point,
the
I was
score.
33.
Yeah, that's about when it hit for me. To be honest with you.
Hey,
Like,
got
you're not- I
GTG
don't
in the
think you're fat.
Discord.
Like, I'm a big guy, and I never had a problem till I was probably 33, 34. Then one day I woke up and I
Blackest
couldn't walk.
eyes, exactly.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
What did I do? Did I break my foot? What did I do? Because you don't think it could be gout. You're like, I sprained my ankle. I broke
Who
a
the fuck
bone. What
thinks
the
it's
hell did I
gout?
do?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That was kind of the running joke around my family, even with me, like, gout. What the fuck? You know, and I'm like, hey, imagine having broken glass in your joint.
Yep.
You know, and then having it always be.
And I
there.
post a Let's
Where
Watch Together
big
link in the
toe is, like,
Discord there,
swollen up to, like, 3
GGG.
times the size, you know?
Right.
And people around me eventually understood, like, okay, well, we're not going to give him shit about it because we know, like, it's brutally painful.
It's debilitating. It's to the
Oh,
point
I
where
can't
your
wait for the
life has to
GGG
change
video.
in
It's
2
gonna be
weeks until
amazing.
It goes away
Yeah.
because it's so bad, and people want to make fun of you, and you're like, dude, I'm sitting on a stream pretending my foot doesn't hurt, so I can make money today, and I'm trying to put on a happy face for the stream when I've got daggers in my foot, and people want to make fun
Do you
of me.
get
for
it?
Like,
Do you
come
get it in
on.
your foot too? Is that where you
Oh,
get
yeah.
it?
Yep,
Okay.
foot. Same thing as you, big toe, because that's
Yeah.
the most common place.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, because I read about, like, there's sometimes people getting their elbows and stuff, whatever. You know, for me, it's always big toe, and yeah, no walking, no amount of elevation matters. You know, like, no sock on foot, foot out, and just ride it out. And, you know, if you go have a good doctor, you get some pain meds, but other's
I cannot hear you. Uh-oh.
just like, you know, you can't
Yeah.
do anything.
Let's see. No, he's not muted.
So let me ask you,
User setting deafen.
do you?
That's me, though.
Are you out in Seattle now?
Yeah, I live just outside of Seattle.
Seattle
suburb of
area.
Seattle.
All right, let's increase
Somebody
user
asked this
volume.
question.
Can you
It's
hear me
more
now?
specific. I
Or
got a bunch of
talk
questions.
now?
Probably seem like some of your fans too. So maybe this is like said. When DSP moved out to the Seattle area, he was excited to meet people, experience the outside. And look, if these are like secret troll questions, I literally don't know. You know, I try
Right.
to pick the ones that seem genuine.
Exactly. He's not made a
Experience
single
more outside of
bodily
your home.
noise
Does
yet.
DSP feel like he accomplished any of this?
The reason they're asking that question is because they know that because of my current
is it a
financial
troll
situation,
question?
it's a
Okay.
financial situation question. They know I have to work 6 days a week full time, and I get 1 day a week off to spend with my
You
wife.
don't work full
and that's it.
time.
I
Yeah.
don't have
You
time
work 6
to
hours
go
a
out and have
day.
friendships. I literally have to work my ass off to keep everything I have because I'm in a really bad financial position behind the scenes. So when they're asking that, they're taking a jab and saying, "Haha, Phil doesn't have friends. He doesn't have a life outside of
all
streams."
right. Okay, I'm
Ha,
sorry.
ha, ha.
I didn't know.
No, it's
I
cool.
didn't know.
I know you didn't know. It's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. So,
Probably.
if this is too specific,
Always
we can
like
skip
never
it.
breaking.
Like this has been great and really informative for me this far too. I hope you're having a good time. I'm having a good time.
Sure. Absolutely.
So one of the things so many people bring up is a fucking, like, I'm not gonna ask you anything specific, but as a content creator, I had to learn the hard way, just like you did, and I'm thinking I understand the situation better than most of the detractors would. A lot of people bring up the taxes shit, and I try to explain to people what it's like getting big checks from YouTube or Twitch, and like learning to plan financially around that. My first 2 years, I was making any money on YouTube. I had 1 year I had to pay in like $40,000, and I had nothing, right? So I was like I had to extend my taxes to October, and I had like $500. I had to borrow money from my parents.
Not
to
wrong,
pay my
girl.
Fucking taxes. And then the next year,
Holy shit. If George Sunda is DSP's father, the quartering is his brother. I had no money to pay my taxes, so I had to borrow tax money from my parents? Holy hell, that is great. User join room, user left room. Uh-oh. That is great, though. He had to borrow money from his parents to pay his taxes, like GTG. No wonder they're getting along so well.
my college.
Like how GTG's like, yep, yep, been there, done that, know exactly what you're talking about. Spent all the money on gin and statues. Didn't have any money to pay my taxes.
Hey, you should really be paying in every month. And I was like, I just borrowed all this
See you,
money from my parents.
Joshua. You have a good
I
day,
gotta pay them
man.
back, plus
Thank
I
you
gotta
for
pay my
hanging
wife,
out.
Pay my bills. I can't do that. And only recently did I end up in a situation where I can effectively plan around income and pay in every month. Is that something is that kind of describe why things are tight the way they are, or am I not understanding? Because I'm thinking when people bring up your taxes, I'm like, oh, I know why. Because he's like me, he didn't fucking pay his taxes, and all of a sudden they're like, whoops, you owe this bunch of money, and then you end up behind, and then behind, and then behind,
Right.
things like that.
For
Hey,
me,
Guy G.
it's okay. That's obviously that factors into it, but sadly for me, my story is it's a lot more complex.
See,
I
GGG,
can
thanks
go
for
into it,
showing
and
up.
I guess you can make a judgment
Everybody
call
check out the Pub
on
and a
if
Shrimp
this is
Soup.
something that people should hear or not, I guess.
All right, I'm gonna write down the timestamp so I can go back, and you can decide later if you want me to keep it. Go ahead.
So when I started on YouTube, I was making ridiculous money out of nowhere. It was just insane the amount of money I was making. For 2 years, I made more money than I probably
Insane.
ever make in my life in 2 years. Like, it was just insane. I couldn't believe
Yeah.
it. And then after that, the bubble burst. It was the first bubble that burst on YouTube. And the money went, ooh. I'm like, okay, I'm still making good money. Like, even with the dip, I'm still making crazy good money. And I took all that money that I made in those years, and I saved a lot of it, and I used it to pay off all my previous debts of my life. Like, I had student loans, I had all kinds of shit, and I paid it all off. So I was in the clear. Like, essentially, all I had was a mortgage on a condo.
That he could have paid off. If he was making crazy, stupid money, let's say he stays at the condo for another 2 years. If he made that kind of money, he should have paid it off. But he didn't. Instead, he went on elaborate trips with Leanna, bought a bunch of statues, bought a bunch of stupid shit, bought a bunch of gin. And then he bought another house without paying off the first one. If I was DSP and I had a time machine, I would go back in time and be like, no. Pay off the condo first. Once you pay off the condo, then you can actually sell the shit after you buy another house in Washington. Although you probably should go to Washington, go to Texas instead. Don't go to Washington, go to Texas. It'll be cheaper. Same house is like 100 grand cheaper. But yeah, if I was DSP, sorry GG, I was talking to you, but if I was DSP, had a time machine, I would go back in time and say, hey, do not buy another house until you get the condo paid off. Then look at a house in Texas. Move there where it's going to be cheaper. Then sell the condo. The money you get off the condo, like, well, I paid $139,000, only got 100 grand for it at the time. Then you can take the 100 grand, throw it out the new house that you just bought, or keep paying your taxes or whatever. But of course, if he got a time machine, he just go back in time. I'm gonna make sure Tevin is never born.
The Connecticut that I lived in, where I made all my content in. And that was it. And by the way, not a ritzy place or whatever, but Connecticut is
condo.
expensive as
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Connecticut is very expensive. So even a little place costs over $100,000 in Connecticut. That's how crazy expensive everything is there.
Sure.
So I have this mortgage and no debt.
How long
At that
ago
point,
was
I was
this?
living. What's that?
How long ago was this? Early
So
2000s?
that was 2011, 2012, and to some extent 2013.
No bots here.
So I was making so much
That's a
money
coup.
that I was like, I gotta get out of here. I hate living in Connecticut. I seriously got to get out of the state. The state is way too expensive. The taxes there are astronomically high.
Yeah.
I'm paying state tax plus a business tax, like an extra tax on top of it, plus federal income tax, and
He pays more on the mortgage, on the property tax, and on the business tax than he ever did in state income tax. State income tax is equal to the property tax that he pays on the Washington house plus 1 month. 1 month of mortgage. So for the year of property tax and 1 month of mortgage payments in Washington, he would be able to pay off the income tax in the state of Connecticut. Which means the other 11 months of mortgage payments, plus the Washington business taxes and all that, would be extra money now, because he'd still be in Connecticut. He'd still be making way more money than he ever could have. Which he could be then dumping into the condo and paying off the condo. Just imagine, the over $4,000 a year he pays in property tax, plus $1,500 he pays in 1 month on the mortgage payment, is equal to what he was paying in income tax in the state of Connecticut. So this dumbass is like, oh yeah, it's much cheaper to live here, as I pay an extra 11 months of mortgage payments, plus business occupation tax, plus Seattle's an expensive state to live in. Oh, this gallon of milk is only $8. I better buy 3 of them because they're only $8. They're on sale right now. As opposed to Connecticut where it's probably $3 or $4.
prices are high. Everything's like insane. Why am I operating a business out of Connecticut when I'm a YouTuber? I could live in a million other places that are cheaper.
Yeah,
You know?
I've been there. Yeah.
So I looked at that point.
I'm
I
on a
looked at the whole
horse.
country, and I was looking at different areas. Florida and Texas are both like ridiculously good for business, but the weather sucks.
Yeah.
So I didn't want
hot.
to live there.
You might like
Very
that.
hot.
Some people
Humid,
like it.
hot. Yeah.
I live
So
in
for me-
Wisconsin. I don't like it, but a
So
lot of internet personalities live in Texas. I noticed.
yeah, apparently like one of the best business
For
friendly
taxes.
states for
Which
taxes.
you should have moved to,
Nothing. You
dumbass.
get away with everything basically. You don't have to pay anything.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing my research, I'm doing all this research, and I find out about the state of Washington. They have no state income tax, but they, the taxes here are
The
decently.
sales tax are high though, right?
Sales tax, I believe, is around 10%.
Yeah. it's
But
very
I was
high.
already paying 7% in Connecticut.
Yeah.
And out here with no state income tax, it's way bigger savings because I'd rather spend money when I choose to spend than just have it taken away by default. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Yeah, makes sense.
So out here, the weather I like better and everything. The houses out here way cheaper than in Connecticut. Like I could get a place 5 times bigger than what I had in Connecticut for the same price. That's how crazy it was. So eventually in 2014, I moved out here, and I got this place is where I live now.
Where's
and
this
so
with
now
your YouTube timeline? This is you're on Twitch now at 2014, right?
Well, I had started doing direct capture in 2013 and streaming on Twitch, but I was not a full-time streamer. In fact, I never took streaming seriously at all until 2017 when the apocalypse happened on YouTube.
And you had to
So
do
I
it no
streamed,
matter what.
But I made no money doing it. It was a fan service for people who wanted to see me live. I was still 100% in on income I was getting from YouTube ad revenue. That was my way I was making a living.
Okay.
So I moved in 2014, and I'll be honest with you, my channel was starting to slow down. You could see it was getting a slow decline, but there was
And
no
then you
like
still bought a
shocking
house.
warning signs that things were
Yeah.
going to go horribly wrong. Within 1 year of me moving out here, just to give you some perspective here, okay?
Yeah.
I got swatted.
Which, we still question the swatting. Oh yeah, they knocked on the door politely and said, hey, come on out, and we talked for a few minutes and let me back in. That's not a swatting. A swatting is them busting down the door. And it's suspicious how it happened right before Leanna's brother's wedding. Like, oh, what if they swatted the wedding just like they swatted my house? First of all, why would they... Alright. Why would Fred Fox do that? Second of all, you still haven't really shown any proof that you got swatted. Just saying. There's no evidence that he got swatted.
I
that's scary.
had a ton of stuff happen behind the scenes to my family that I don't even want to talk about publicly because it's shocking.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
bullshit. Nothing
Um,
actually happened.
My channels were stricken down repeatedly with false copyright strikes because YouTube's program is such a piece of garbage. You can just impersonate whoever you want.
Yeah.
And it forced my channel to...
At podcast,
lose
everyone take a
millions of
drink.
Was that where
No.
somebody like impersonated or Ubisoft or something?
No, that was the first time that ever happened was back in 2010, and that's why I created a new channel called DSP Gaming. Originally, I was just under
Yeah.
Darkside Phil, and someone impersonated an Ubisoft employee and got Darkside Phil shut down, so I started DSP Gaming. Later, I got that cleared up.
Yeah.
But in 2015, people impersonated different gaming companies, and then they actually listen to this conspiracy. Okay,
Yeah.
they actually made fan art for me to use in my videos.
Oh,
And
I heard about this.
Yeah,
I heard
they
about
put it
this.
up on my forums in like January, February of 2015. Oh, Phil, here, use this fan art.
That's
They
brutal.
waited for me.
Yeah.
They waited 6 months for me to use the fan art in all these videos, and then they struck them all down on YouTube, saying that I'd
Yeah.
stolen it without permission.
That was brutal. That was
And
bad.
overnight, I had to delete so many videos that my channel lost like around, I think it was between 6 to 10 million views. And when that happens with
But
the
no
YouTube
one
channel,
told you to
YouTube
delete
essentially
them.
says that's a red flag. Something's really wrong with the channel.
No one
It's
told you
10
to
million
delete
views. It must
those
have been that they were
videos.
doing something
No one.
underhanded or whatever.
Yeah.
And immediately what the algorithm does, it kicks your channel from the search ratings.
Yep.
So overnight,
Yeah.
my channel, DSP Gaming, that used to be one of the top channels always for gaming, became unheard of. And no one could find it on YouTube. People would search for my videos and couldn't find them on YouTube. And that was the first year during the fall gaming season when a bunch of new video games always come out, September, October,
It's the
November,
money.
December.
Yeah, it's the money
That's
months.
the money
October.
season.
Yeah.
I would get a giant spike in views and a giant spike in money. My views went down.
Yeah.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And ever since then, it's been thing after thing. Wait till you hear the next one. So that was 2015. So I'm trying to recover from that. It's very hard because now I've got all this debt in my name. I've got 2
Half an hour to go. Still no snorts.
homes in my name, all this
Yeah.
stuff going on. Then the next year, I find out my tax accountant from Connecticut did my taxes wrong for several years.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he
I know what
screwed
it's like filing as an internet personality. Good luck finding an accountant that knows how to fucking do that. You know, like.
Well, this one was just laziness. This guy, when I moved out here to the state of Washington, told me, don't worry, even though I'm stationed in Connecticut, I can continue to do your taxes for you. I know what I'm doing. I'm a good guy. I know everything. So he did my taxes for 2014, 2015, 2016. I get a notice at the end of, it was during 2017. I get a notice from this.
Exactly. All this debt's in my name, dude, but it's not my fault.
Yeah, the Washington State. Are you aware?
How's it
that
not your
business
fault when
taxes
it's in
here
your
you haven't
name?
paid for 3 or 4 years, and now you owe us all this money in back taxes? I was like, what? I was
Yeah.
told by my guy there's nothing. So I contact my guy. He's like, oh, I don't know, nothing. Don't talk to me no more. Basically, that was his approach. Like, I don't want to hear nothing because he was afraid I was going to sue him. So I had to find a new tax guy. I ended up being so much money in the hole, and now my tax guy charges me so much money to fix this issue. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars, okay, out of nowhere. Money that I already had a decrease in income because of all that trolling activity and the false copyright strikes, and I'm just trying to recover from that, and then this happens on top of it. And since then, it's like seriously thing after thing, and I can't talk about all of it publicly because there's personal things that happen behind the scenes that I cannot disclose, but it's just like, it's a shitty situation where like I'm stuck, and there's no way to fix it. There's no quick fix solution. I'm stuck with multiple properties. The one in Connecticut I can't get rid of because the property I owe way more on the mortgage than what it's worth. The property value actually dipped in the 10 years that I
about
lived.
that. People asked about the other property. So you still stuck with that now?
I'm stuck with it. And
Unload it.
I can't unload it. I tried short selling it. It got declined.
Damn.
They won't do it. I can't get rid of it. And essentially, it's to the point where no matter
You
what I
could
do, I'm
default on
screwed.
it, but he
So I have
won't.
to choose the lesser of two evils. Do I ruin my credit?
Yeah.
You know,
My
do one
sister's in
thing?
that same spot. Yeah.
You know, so I don't know what I'm going to do. And that's what the people constantly ask me, why are you always asking for money on streams? I don't want to. If you actually
Yes,
watched
you
back in
do.
the day when I was on YouTube and I was making the big money before all this happened, I never asked for anything. I was happy. I just come make videos, put out the content. It was never about that.
And
I
then
don't
you
want
told
my
people to
streams
click
be
on the
about that.
ads and
When
interact
I'm
with the
doing a live
videos,
stream,
wink,
The
wink.
reason I do this lengthy pre-stream is because I want to get that bullshit out of the way so we can have fun with games. That's all.
Also, he knew for a fact that Washington had a business occupation tax because he made Leanna pay it. He made Leanna pay it on her soap business. She's making, maybe $200 a year on her soap business. Leanna, make sure you pay the Washington business occupation tax. Snort. But I don't have to pay. I don't have a business. By the way, this controller, that's a business expense. But I don't have a business. I don't need to pay a business occupation tax in the state of Washington. I don't have a business. Leanna, make sure you pay the $17 in taxes you owe on your soap business to the business occupation tax. He knew for a fact that there was a business occupation tax. Whether the tax guy told him that or if he just found out on his own, he knew for a fact that there was a business occupation tax in the state of Washington because he made Leanna pay it.
All I want to talk about is having fun with games. I don't want to have it to be, I have to constantly be like, oh, by the way, reminder, guys, help me with a tip and do this and do that. Whatever. That's not the kind of guy I am, but that's what I've been forced to become over the years because of my financial situation behind the scenes. And people bring it up constantly that Phil's a shill and Phil's only about the money. It's like, but
you are only about the money.
I did YouTube for 2.5 years and never made any money doing it because I love doing it. Then when I was a full-time YouTuber for 6 years, I wasn't hassling people for money constantly. It was only until all of a sudden in the past 3.5 to 4 years that all these things compiled on top. These really, I mean, I know it's a ridiculous story. Like, so you're going to tell me, Phil, really we're supposed to believe that false copyright strikes made your channel die on YouTube, then your taxes were done wrong, then more stuff happened. Yeah, I know it's a crazy story, but that's my life at this point. And it sucks that that's the reality I live in. And I have to do like I'm doing an event coming up tomorrow where I'm hoping to raise some extra funds so that I can pay bills for this coming month, because if I don't, I'm going to be screwed. I will have overdrafts. I will have fees. People will be calling me, where's your money? Where's the money? And it's like I said, it's come to the point in my personal life now where I have to make a decision. What do I ruin? who do I not pay, or what decision do I make that's going to ruin my life because of these things that have all compiled? And my hope is that within 5 to 10 years, I can get this cleared up and I can get a full-time job outside of YouTube and Twitch where I've got consistent income that's not reliant on things that can be screwed over for me. And then I can balance that
unless you get banned again
5 times a week, and I have extra income from that.
Let's go back over that. Let's see, right, 112. All right, mister. All right, it's consistent. I can't get screwed over. Oh, what about the times that you got suspended?
I make that's going to ruin my life because of these things that have all compiled. And my hope is that within 5 to 10 years, I can get this cleared up and I can get a full-time job outside of YouTube and Twitch where I've got consistent income that's not reliant on things that can be screwed over for me. And then,
but you can be fired. You can get fired. You can get laid off. DSP, your current job is literally 20 feet down the hallway. If it's probably not even 20 feet. It's probably not even 20 feet from bedroom to so-called office. And you're late. Oh, my new job is I gotta take the highway to get there? Well, it looks like I can't work. I gotta take all these back streets. Oh no, because I took the back streets. Nothing wrong with taking the back streets. Never know if you don't go, never shine if you don't glow. Anyways, Smash Mouth, All-Star reference. Oh no, I was 10 minutes late. Oh gee, I was 10 minutes late every single day. Guess what? You get fired. Let's say you're in customer service and you're talking to someone on the phone. That's not my problem, dude. Man, that sucks that the product failed on you, but that's not my problem. So, Mr. Burnell, we had, let's see, we have 18 pages of complaints from customers calling about how you would snort, burp, leg slap, and then start begging for money. 6 customers claimed that you were trying to give them your PayPal account over the phone so they could donate money to you. Yeah, but I got bills. I gotta pay. You don't want me to lose my house, do you? I don't want to lose my house. You can't let me lose my house. If you make me lose my house by not begging people over the phone that call us for help, you're a detractor. Fired. Can you imagine he's in the back flipping burgers and he comes out, wait, if you're going to be buying this burger, how about you give me an extra $5 so I can pay my bills? DSP, the fries are burning. Get back there. This guy, this guy could fuck up an orgy.
I can balance that with maybe streaming 2 hours a day, 5 times a week, and I have extra income from that. And I can wean myself off of being such a guy who's forced to.
Dark Knight Dante, you want to join me?
Because I am. I can't not. The day I don't stream is the day another bill doesn't get paid. And that's the situation I'm in, and people don't seem to understand that. They think I'm making it up. They think that my money is being put into some bank in the Cayman Islands, and I got a yacht somewhere.
We've never. No. We have never said anything about the Cayman Islands. He's the only person to mention the Cayman Islands. We have never mentioned the Cayman Islands or a yacht. Ever. He's the one that brings it up. We bring up that you made all this money. How the fuck are you broke? But actually, there's 2 trains of thought on this. A, he's not actually broke. He's got a savings account filled with money. Or B, he is actually broke. I fall on the side that he is broke because look at the NFL. Over 80% of athletes declare bankruptcy within 5 to 10 years, according to a 30 for 30 on ESPN. They retire, they declare bankruptcy. You had a $100 million contract. How are you broke? Well, because once I actually left the NFL, I had 8 different baby mamas to pay child support to. And I was still paying child support on the rate as if I was making $100 million. Dante can't join. He's got a podcast. Got a link to the podcast so I can put it in my chat so people can check it out. But, and then they got their 20-man entourage. They got their 3 mansions, their $10 million car collection. And then they pay people to take care of it. And they pay people to take care of the houses. And go on yachts and private jets. It's like, oh, I've been retired for 3 years. Looks like it's time for me to declare bankruptcy. Or my favorites, a basketball player. This is not a joke. He was offered an $80 million contract. Said, no, my family needs to eat. Sure enough, I don't even think it was 5 years. He had to declare bankruptcy and lost everything. And by that point, he was too out of shape and too long out of the league to go back to the NBA. So yes, you can make a ton of money and still be a broke-ass bitch. And still have to declare bankruptcy because you can't pay for anything. Because you spent too much. And that is his issue. Mr. 2 houses, 2 credit cards, or 2 phone lines, 2 internet lines. Most likely 2 cars, because I still don't believe that only has a Toyota. Because again, do a house tour after, what was it? Twitch or something wasn't working. He was doing a house tour. Well, God, what was it? For some reason, he was doing a house tour. I can't remember why, though. Like, he went to the bathroom, put water in his hair, slicked his hair back. Like, hey, go to the garage. No, the new car was in there. Cat was at work. What new car was sitting in the garage while Cat was at work? So she drove a car, and he had the other car in the garage. So I do believe he has 2 houses, 2 phone lines, 2 internet lines, 2 cars, multiple credit cards, mobile gaming addiction, which why doesn't live stream him playing, oh, his internet was down? Alright. That's why I was doing it through the phone. That's why he has, no more mobile game live streams. Because he used to live stream mobile games. And then people did the math for WWE Supercard and Hearthstone. And realized he was spending thousands. He was spending thousands of dollars on mobile games. So he no longer live streams those. And then he's talked about, oh yeah, they got card readers at the casinos now, guys. Makes it so much easier to gamble. And of course, Kat moving in, paying for her flights, paying her to move. So yeah, this guy, he can make all the money he wants. Let's say he makes $100,000 a year, but he spends $110,000 a year. He's gonna be a broke ass bitch. Yeah, I just said the card readers at the casinos, dude. The slot machines got card readers now. See, I do believe that even though he makes a fuck ton of money, he's still broke. I'm not saying anything about yachts or Cayman Islands. He's broke because he spends everything that he gets as soon as he gets it. All right, sorry for that little rant. I just had to do it. What can I say?
Shut up and get to the point!
Point is, he's not actually having Cayman Island money or whatever. He's a broke-ass bitch.
Lavishly.
The thing is, my house is nice. Like, this house here is pretty nice.
He's got
And
2
the reason
cats
that
at
it's a nice
least.
house is because, like I said, in Washington, house prices are really cheap compared to what I came from in Connecticut. So I was able to get a house for a
No, they're
really
not.
reasonable price
No,
when I
they are
bought
not.
it. But you're right. Like, the stuff around me is old. Nothing. I've had this microphone for 4 years. You know, I haven't bought a backup hard drive to back up videos in 2 years because I can't afford to do it anymore. Like, I'm just done. I've cut every corner. And you're right. Like, I used to be the guy when I made so much money on YouTube. Look at the new statue I frivolously bought today of a Marvel character. I don't do that stuff. I can't afford that anymore. I can't do anything anymore.
So you used to just blow money like it was water, and now you can't do it anymore. Oh, speaking of water, he buys bottled water instead of using his Brita filter that he has already. Because, and I quote, tap water gives him heartburn. What? Also, there's no need to back up your videos on hard drives. YouTube has your videos. There's no need to back them up. What are you doing? I can go into my YouTube channel right meow. Let's see. Oh, no, not where do I want to? Where is it? I want to click right there. Oh, I can download this video right now. Would it be annoying having to re-download every single video if, say, your hard drive's crashed? Sure. But you can do it. You just click on download and download the video to your hard drive. If you want to move it, go, all right, well, I'm going to move to DLive. Let's download this video, put it up on DLive, see how it does. So yeah, there's no need to have backups of all those videos. Maybe certain ones, like my baby metal stuff, that's on my hard drive. My vacation stuff, that's on my hard drive. My regular stuff, not on a hard drive, because if I just want to do something with it, I can just download it. Alright, anyways. Another rant. Let's get rid of that.
But people want to pretend like I'm still the Phil from back then and like I'm pulling some scam every day, a new way to scam the viewers
Washington's
and make money.
one of the
In
most
reality, it's just a really messed up
Anything on the
life
West
situation
Coast
I'm
is more expensive.
And I hope to one day get out of it.
Everything on the West Coast is more expensive. Everything. There's no such thing as cheap on the West Coast.
Making a new channel, like if that other one's been kind of, because I have the quartering and I have like Midwestly and I even have a new third. I'm always creating new channels because I'm always afraid of what happened basically to your DSP gaming channel. Have you thought about trying that?
I've done it.
Okay.
Over the years, I've done it. At one point, I had a channel that was just for fighting games, but that I had to get rid of because Machinima screwed me over at one point.
Okay.
I won't get into that because it doesn't even exist anymore, so who cares?
Yeah.
In 2016, I made a channel called KO Gaming, and this channel was exclusively to be not what I do on my streams, which is just raw gameplay, but this was where I was going to take the footage from the raw gameplay and edit it together into really, high production value game reviews or countdown videos, the kind of stuff that you see on YouTube all the time that's really popular, that's not raw, it's edited stuff. And the channel took off. The channel, within 6 months, I had a video that had over 1 million views. I was making thousands of dollars on it. It was really good.
Yeah.
And then guess what happened? YouTube demonetized it.
Really?
For no reason. Every video I started uploading got demonetized, and they wouldn't explain why. I would have to basically submit the dispute.
Yeah, the request.
It would take 4 days. They would fix it, but I'm working my ass off putting videos on YouTube, and I can't make any money on them. But after 4 days, you can't make any money on a video anymore. It's already live.
I know that. Yeah, you get 80% of your views in the first 24 hours, and then they finally greenlight it,
They fix it. So for me, it was like, there was two things that happened. That happened, and then also, of course, my detractors immediately knew that channel was me and started spamming the videos with downvotes and nasty comments. This is DSP, the person who we hate. Here's all the nasty stuff he's done over the years. How are you going to have a new audience of people come into a channel that looks like it's fresh and new and it's exciting, and the first thing they see is disgusting stuff about, defamatory stuff about me in the comments?
Yeah.
They don't even care. They're like, I don't care about that. I'm watching the video. It's actually pretty good. But they get bombarded with it.
But when he lost DSP Gaming for a month, it was maybe 3 weeks, he immediately went over to KO Gaming, and there was no issue with it. Huh. None of these videos were blacklisted? Huh? All these videos had monetization on them? But you said it was blacklisted, that there's no ads on any of those videos. And then, until you had to go over there for 3 weeks because DSP Gaming got taken down for a bit.
Toxicity. So it was a combination of the two factors that in 2017, when the YouTube apocalypse hit, I was like, so not only are they going to demonetize every video on the channel, but then I can't make money anyway because they just have the amount of money you can make on a video to begin with. Why am I going to focus on YouTube anymore? And that's when I decided enough is enough. I know I have enough of a supportive fan base. I'm taking my ass to Twitch, and I'm just going to do this full time. And I had enough of YouTube. And that's my attitude for the past 2.5 years is my videos are just archives of what I do on Twitch. I don't care. I'm not going to edit nothing. I'm not going to put the hard time and effort into doing that kind of work.
Yeah, that's not a snort.
KO Gaming just to have it destroyed because of a YouTube algorithm because they're lazy over there.
Snort you can easily control. Burping.
I'm not going to put up with it anymore.
Burping obviously will have. I've burped before on stream. This is like, oh shit. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Sorry.
I mean, I completely understand why you feel that way, and you're really more of a streamer anyway, since, really gameplay videos, I think, evolved to streamers.
Live streams. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Let's Plays were huge in 2010, but now we're all streaming, and, well, I'm not, but streamers.
20 minutes to go. Still no snorts.
So, let me ask you, and we'll wrap it up here in the next.
I swear, is he listening to Baby Metal or is he doing an interview?
Time.
No problem.
So.
Oh, I should do a video editing him
Where do you think,
headbanging to a song.
How do I put this? Where do you want kind of
the penne?
When you say that you
where do you want the
get
penne
off YouTube and get into like something more stable? I understand that. I YouTube too. I don't stream, but we live by the same basic rules.
Right.
And I work full time still. And I tell my people constantly, like my viewers, like I'll never quit my job. What was the last job that you even remember? What was the last thing you did before you started this?
I was working for a helicopter parts company based out of Connecticut. They were a subsidiary of a much larger company called Sikorsky Aircraft, which is a part of another big company called United Technologies. You might have heard of them because they make a ton of stuff. Mm-hmm. And this company essentially was the middleman between someone who owned a helicopter and the companies who would repair helicopter parts. So if you owned and operated a helicopter, maybe you were an oil rig company and you need to fly your people back and forth to the oil rig. I was the guy who would take your call. I would listen to your problem. I would talk to my guys, my techs, figure out what's going on with your helicopter, place an order for a part for you, or I would get your part in that's broken and get it repaired for a reasonable price and get it back to you as soon as I could. So I did that for about 2.5 years. And then the job told me that they wanted me to expand and do more. So even though I was getting paid to do the job of a customer service rep, they trained me in what's called Achieving Competitive Excellence, or ACE, which is continuous improvement. What I would do is I would look at a part of a job and I would map out every step of the process. So for example, with a YouTuber, you would say, step 1, brainstorm the idea for the video. Step 2, record the video. Step 3, edit the video. Step 4, upload. And I would map out that process step by step and say, what step is the step that takes so long? Because
no Jeff pays him as well as he does on Twitch and YouTube.
And I went for training for all of this, and I redesigned 2 entire processes within the company. So for 5 years, I worked for this company. For 2.5 years, I'm getting paid the job of like a line level customer service rep while I'm doing a job of someone who should be getting paid double.
Yeah.
Then the company completely screwed up and lost all this money and laid me off.
Of course.
Out of nowhere. So I never got paid for any of the work I did. Like all this, I was promised the world, oh, you're going to get promotions for doing all this extra work.
He did jack shit, you know that.
Yeah. And thank God I was doing YouTube during that time as a hobby for.
What he doesn't mention about that little rant is, oh, Daddy got me a job there. Daddy retired. Maybe not. I don't even think it was 6 months later. I get laid off. huh, almost as if daddy was no longer there to protect you, you got fired. Another thing. He admitted that, yeah, you get out of work, I'd go pick up the game on my way home, drink gin while playing video games till 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, how many times did he show up to work late or on time but hungover? And how, once his father retired and was no longer there to protect him, how long did it take for the company to go, alright, and that's your 8th time showing up to work drunk, late, you're fired. I would not put it past the company to fire him as soon as they could because he kept showing up late or drunk or both, but didn't want to piss off his dad because his dad had been there for 30 years or whatever it was.
For about 2.5 years, and I had something to try to do to make a living because there was nothing else available in Connecticut in that job sector. I would have had to get a job that probably paid way less money, and I had just gotten a condo and all this debt in my name there for that job. I'd actually gotten a condo. I purchased it. It was like 2 blocks away from the job to try to be able to go to work more quickly and everything.
And it's
they
probably
screw me
still
over.
late.
I'm the guy they lay off, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I jumped right into YouTube after that. Luckily, it was a miracle because, like I said, I never expected that YouTube would be something I would make $1 doing.
Yeah. So, okay, and if I'm being over presumptuous here, I apologize. But even so, like where my YouTube channel is now, somebody might look at it. When your channel was peaking, it was like 13 million views. That's where I'm at.
Right.
And
congratulations, dude, because that's great. I remember what it was like back then.
yeah. But I've had plenty of cautionary tales before me, so I've been, I know. I mean, look, neither one of us are going to do this. Probably 5 years from now, we're both not doing this anymore.
At least not full time. No way.
Yeah, right. What would be your dream job type, or like, it doesn't have to be a dream job, but the type of field you'd like to be in after you stabilize?
See, for me, ultimately, my old plan when I was making the big money on YouTube was that I wanted to do that for, say, maybe 5 to 7 years and save up enough money that I could open up a different kind of business, completely separate from the internet, a brick and mortar business. What it would have been, I have absolutely no idea. I tossed around ideas with relatives and stuff that I could do a restaurant, I could do a some kind of a sales business. Who knows, right? I don't know, but that was my plan. Was I knew. Even back then,
you want to start a restaurant.
Don't
forget, you want to start a restaurant.
I wanted to diversify and do something completely different. And the money I was making at that point looked like I would be able to save it up and do it. And then all the stuff happened to me over the years that's not viable anymore. That would be my dream thing, to be able to own and operate my own business outside of YouTube, and outside of Twitch. That would be something that I could say, not only am I my own boss, which I am now, but now I could do something that maybe isn't so reliant on internet interactivity and so people messing with you constantly. You know what I mean? Yeah. You come to my stream and you mess with me, you get moderated or whatever, big deal. You come to a business and you start doing stuff in person, you're gonna get arrested, right? So there's a big difference there, and I know that would probably be something more I could control or whatever. Of course, you always have an online factor. Imagine if I had a restaurant and the trolls.
Yeah, it would be the best. You'd have
his spaghetti. His spaghetti smells like his gout or something.
They could post that on dang it, what's that website called where people review shit? Like they go to business and then they review them afterwards. Oh my god, I cannot remember it. Can I remember? Yelp. Thank you. Yeah, Yelp. So they can still do that. People have never been to his restaurant can be like, and 1 star. The waiter came out, snorted, burped in my face, begged me for $100 to pay his bills. They can do that. Even though it's a brick and mortar store. In this case, restaurant. Also, it takes a lot of work and dedication to run a restaurant and have a restaurant work. He doesn't have that work ethic. He doesn't have that dedication. He's a piece of shit. Next.
Yeah. It's just the dumbest shit. But that's what I mean. Like, that's what I would want to do. And it just sucks because right now, that's the dream. The dream would be, let's say in 5 years, I could get myself to a better position. I could just do any kind of job to get myself stable. And eventually, if I could save money to do it. But I don't know. At this point, like, those days are kind of gone, where I have those kind of aspirations. To me, I just want to have a day where I don't have to worry about what bill is not going to get paid or gets paid today. And, what call am I going to get that's my bank account bounced on this one. And that's just the life situation I'm in now. So.
Well, yeah, I'd like to see you get to a point where.
Bullshit. He live streams in the middle of the day. What phone calls have we seen him take during the middle of a live stream? Like, oh, hey, guys. Huh? Uh-huh. My what bill bounced? Dude! Just pay for it. I don't have any money in the account. Well, give me $100 so I can pay it. Never. It never happens. He is not getting phone calls. Anyways.
I really would, to where you're making your monthly income tax payments and you don't get in this situation every year.
Right.
Because I could tell you as somebody who struggled to get there, now that I'm there, this is the first second year that I've done it, and life, it's like you live on a little bit less, but then you don't live in fear from
Right.
January to April, you know, and
Yeah.
then extend your taxes to October if you're like me. But all right, we'll finish on a funny note. All right,
Okay.
I have this is the most popular question.
Okay.
Oh no, I know what this one is.
Where did the load go?
Ah,
Tissue.
Oh,
Very
okay.
simple.
Oh,
Very
okay.
simple.
well,
Nothing-
that- yeah.
Nothing complicated, nothing crazy. A tissue.
no, it didn't. I'm sure everyone here has seen that video. No, it didn't. It did not. He went, oh, all right, click. Huh? What? The camera's on? No, it did not go into a tissue. There was no tissues there. He went, then went right to the mouse.
I wasn't stupid. I'm not dumb. It's hilarious. I get so many questions. Phil, what were you watching when it happened?
Oh, what were
Phil,
you watching? Will you share
honestly,
that?
I don't even know. Here's how
Some
I answer.
generic thing.
I swear, and the thing is, it's because you get a younger audience who are very immature and they think it's some big production. What happened, right?
Yeah. Well,
I'm
most
not-
of us know, by the way, you and I are both in our mid-30s as men. We know
Wolverine
how-
action figure
we
store
know how it
only.
goes.
That'd be
Yeah.
hilarious.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like it's just a thing. It's a frivolous thing. Get it over with, and then move on with your day. Right?
Yeah, that's on my schedule. You know, I
These
gotta
kids think that I apparently had aromatherapy candles in the background and I was like rubbing body oils on my body and getting all into it on the stream.
That
No,
would be
No.
amazing if it was, though.
it was so stupid. It was a frivolous, stupid thing. And it's people. That's what they. Oh, he didn't even wash his hands because I had tissues. What do you think
Yeah,
I'm doing
yeah.
here? It's like you guys are freaking out your minds with the stuff that they make up about this. But you know what? Out of all that, as silly as it is, the fact I know I'll never live it down. I laugh at it all the time. It's hilarious. How
You
stupid
got
it
really
is.
lucky. That's what I always say about it. I was like, man, he's lucky his dong wasn't on camera. Like,
Right.
You got, I mean, as unlucky as you were to have the stream on, you were equally lucky that you didn't get a lifetime ban. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and it's a thing that people say, the people who spin it. Did you know that Darkside Phil is a chronic masturbator who does it in front of thousands of children every morning? This is his ritual, and here's the evidence. And they show the screen capture of my face. And, like,
Yeah.
are you crazy? But people believe it because people have talked about it for 3.5 years now, and they
Yeah.
they think that this is like something that what really happened. The true story is it was early morning. The stream, I turn on my stream and I play music. Now I play music. Back then I just used to play like the PS4 dashboard theme while I run some promo ads over the screen to show here, go buy something from my Teespring store, blah, blah, blah. And I was running it and I accidentally had left my webcam on from the night before on the screen in the corner. I had no knowledge
Obviously,
of it.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's an honest, and it's a stupid thing to happen. And I know I'll never live it down, but it's not a big deal to me. Like is it embarrassing? Hell yeah. If anything, the one thing that's come out of it positive, if anyone asks me, what's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you, Phil? I don't have a hard time answering. I got right away.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I was lucky. You're right. I'm always smart. You notice today, my webcam, you don't see anything below the belt here. It's
Yeah.
always my upper torso. This is how it's always been. So I knew when people exaggerate for it to be something so ludicrous, it's like, did you actually even see what it was?
Yeah.
It's just my O face. That's all it is. You don't see anything else. But
Midget
people wanna make it
wrestling is
out
the
like it's
best.
the worst, horrendously disgusting thing ever. You watch movies. Did you ever see American Pie? That fucking Jason Biggs did way worse than I did in that movie.
But that movie was rated R for an adult audience, not before a video game in front of a bunch of children. I don't get it. Fuck, I can't think of any porn stars' names right now. Mia Khalifa did this. Let's say I'm Amaranth. Mia Khalifa, no, sucked and fucked a guy on camera. How come I can't show my vagina on stream? Because she did that in a porn, and you did it on Twitch with children watching. That's the difference, Amaranth or Lenny or Neat Coleslaw. The other Twitch thoughts. That's the difference. One is a porn that can only be sold to 18 plus people, and you're on a stream for children. Stop it.
And he got paid for it, and I didn't. So it's like,
Well,
you
you
know,
got paid, kind of. I mean, it would have been amazing if there was aromatherapy and oils. Like, I mean, it will still always be popular, but if it had been a big production, was there?
He bought him
ever
a bunch
any,
of
the fuck
gifted
did-
subs in his
So
stream.
here's the other theory around it: is that Twitch was had some in-depth conversations with you about it. My position has always been, no fucking way. Twitch was like, yo, Phil, what the fuck? My guess is it's been totally generic. But what was there any communication at that time with Twitch or anything like that?
Here we go, and here's a great answer. Get ready for this one, because this is so hilarious to debunk all of it. I wasn't streaming on Twitch at the time. I was streaming on YouTube.
Oh,
There was a
oh,
whole
yeah, there you go.
2 years that I wasn't streaming on Twitch because at one point Twitch had forced me to lower my bit rate. And
I
my
remember
game
that was in the.
streams-
Yeah, I remember that.
Someone had probably asked about that. They basically came into one of my streams like a year before this had happened and said, you're streaming too high. I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, other people are streaming way higher than me, and my quality, if you make me lower, is going to look terrible. So I had issue with that, and I had left Twitch for 2 years.
What a
and I
weird
was
thing to
streaming on
say.
YouTube.
How early was that? I can't even imagine somebody saying anything like that nowadays.
That was late 2015. Fall of
okay.
2015, I was playing an Assassin's Creed game, and they told me to lower my bitrate, so I did, and my stream looked like shit, and I said, I'm out of here. And I left for 2 years. I didn't come back until early 2017.
Huh.
But that's the thing. Did Twitch say anything? No. Twitch wasn't involved. It happened on YouTube.
That's funny.
And
Yeah. Okay.
the thing is, on YouTube, I didn't auto-archive anything when it came to the pre-streams, so
Yeah.
there was nothing. The only people who got footage of this were people who literally stalk me every day, and they illegally record my streams just in case something like this happens. And boy, did they get their jackpot that day.
Wow,
right?
literally.
It went everywhere viral within minutes.
Yes, and you
It was
tried to take
everywhere
down
over
all the
the internet.
videos.
And,
You
for me,
spent the
it's
hardest
like,
time
that's
trying
the
to
thing,
take down those
slander,
videos.
Did Twitch ever say anything? YouTube didn't say anything because I never uploaded it. After it broadcast that first time, it
Yeah.
never was live on any of my channels, so there was no evidence of anything that had ever happened. It was everyone else posting the content that was basically propagating it, not me. So YouTube never contacted me. Machinima did contact me, and because they were my partnership network at the time, they said, "Are you okay? Like, what's going on? Did you have like a big fallout?" So I was like, you know, nothing really happened. People are laughing at me. I'm laughing with it. I don't, I'm not denying it. I'm just kind of having a laugh at it. And it seems like it's working out and everything's fine. So after that, Machinima never bothered me about it again. YouTube never contacted me, and I wasn't on Twitch. So nothing ever happened in regards to it, which is why it's ludicrous when you hear, Phil, he masturbated in front of thousands of children.
Millions!
How many people? There was like 60 people on the pre-stream, and no one was watching because it was just the ad cards running. So no one was even there.
Then why do you
It was
play
just
the
a
ads and
honest,
no one's
innocent
watching?
mistake. It wasn't some exhibitionist crazy stunt that I pulled or anything.
Yeah. Well, nowadays on Twitch, if a girl did that, I'd assume it was a stunt. But who knows these days? Look, you've been
probably was
extremely
a stunt,
generous
though.
with your time. Is there anything? First of all, I'm going to link your channel in the description.
Porn addiction is beatable.
And
very.
Twitch stream and
And
stuff like
please
that.
Very
spell my channel
beatable.
correctly on Twitch. Twitch failed to do when they tried to promote me a couple of weeks ago, and then I had to take it down, which was hilarious.
Yeah, I will. I'm not Twitch. Is there anything, that you would want, a parting thought that you'd want to
Parting thought,
say
not
any-
thought.
What I would say is two things. The first is, out of all the negative stuff you've heard about me, some of it's probably true, and some of it is probably gross exaggeration. I openly admit that when I started,
This is right up there with this. Everything you hear about me has a grain of truth to it. Every single thing has a grain of truth to it. Why do you keep saying that?
the first 3-4 years I did YouTube,
Unless you were an hour and a half to this video, only 7 minutes to go, and still not a single snort.
I was a complete asshole. I made many, many mistakes back then. I fess up to the things that I said and did, and I wish that
No,
I
you
hadn't
didn't.
done them because I
No,
really
you
feel
don't.
now that I've become
No,
a
you
more mature
didn't.
person over
No,
the
you
years doing
don't.
this. And now that I'm an interactive streamer and I actively have these direct interactions with people every day, I see that what I say and do actually affects people on a daily basis. And I didn't see that back when I was just uploading videos to the cloud on YouTube. I didn't have that live interaction. I didn't get to see that. And I thought it was just a joke. And I admit, I said horrible things about game developers. I said things about games and stuff that people still...
You still say those things. You said those about the Borderlands people and the Gears 5 people and the Control people. And Control. He's not paying attention. He's staring at chat. Huh? What? I walked off a platform? Dude! Fucking developers are fucking morons! This is like 2 weeks ago. You shit over the devs. You've not changed. And you still hate on Fortnite.
Still take me to task for it to this day as if it happened yesterday. I'm not like that anymore. And if anything, give a stream a shot. Come by a stream of mine, give it a look. If you like it, great. If not, don't. But don't just blanketly believe what people say about me, because sadly it's become kind of a mob mentality to believe everything that's negatively said about DSP because he's the lol cow. He's the guy who so much bad stuff has happened in his history. All of it must be true. When you get crazy things like
Because you
Phil hired
constantly
a
say
escort to
that
come
it's
visit him for
true.
3 months one year, and in reality it was all fabricated.
So there's a
Cameras
grain
in
of
Europe
truth
trying
to it.
extort
You're
me for
constantly
money
saying
behind the
that.
scenes. They had made this whole thing up. That's the kind of stuff that becomes like a fact because people believe everything. So don't. Take it all with a grain of salt. Some of it may be true, some of it not. Come check out my streams, right? And the other thing is, understand that it's tough doing what we do for a living. You know what I mean? Like, we have a public face, and when I started doing this 10 years ago, there was zero track history of anyone else who had done it before. I had no one I could look at as someone who I could learn from and say, wow, they screwed up. Let me learn from those mistakes. I make tons of mistakes over the years. I wish that there was someone who I could have looked at their history. Like, people now look at me and see all the stupid shit that I did over the years. They say, don't be like Darkside Phil. Look at what he did, right? And I admit, you're right. I am like a case where you can watch my 11-year history and say, don't do half the stuff he did because look at what happened to him. But please understand that I'm an evolving human, and I feel that I really have honestly tried to change for the better over the years. And the fact that people think that things on the internet are black and white and last forever, and people don't change, is really messed up. It's just look at, like we've talked about, cancel culture and all that. Comedians say something 10 years ago on Twitter, and now they can't even do a stand-up comedy act because people hate them for something they did 10 years ago. That's how it is a lot of the times with me. And it's like, I don't know how do you fix that? How can I change now and make people believe that I'm different than who I was 10 years ago? I don't know how. All I can do is try to honestly put out the best content I can on a daily basis and not remake those same mistakes that I did, way back when. So If you just give me a shot, maybe you'll like me. If you don't,
No,
who cares? Don't ever come back.
you'll never be
Don't
given
jump
a
back on
shot.
the wild cow, train and laugh and everything. I don't care. Do all that. Just please understand that what you say and do on this planet has repercussions, concrete repercussions to people. And I and my family,
Like everything that you've said and done.
of the nasty stuff that people have said about me that's not true. Forget the stuff that's true. I don't care about the masturbation thing. Go ahead.
But you just said it all has a grain of truth to it. You just said that. Oh yeah, though, a lot of it's true. It's true. I mean, parts of it are true. It's true. Wow. Just said that it was true. But just ignore it, Al. Just ignore it, guys. Wow.
And joke about it till the cows come home. But when you call me a scammer, when you say that I lied to the IRS about my taxes, which I've...
You are a scammer. 2K cat reveal. Oh god, I gotta post a picture of me wearing a long sleeve shirt because it's too cold and I can't turn the heat on because I can't afford the heat while flying a woman in multiple times. As opposed for the IRS, you write off stuff you're not allowed to write off. He writes off the entire electrical... According to him, he writes off his entire electrical bill. Dude, how am I supposed to figure out what part of the electrical bill goes to my office, what part doesn't, dude? It's too much. It's too hard. And of course, all the business expenses made over the years that weren't business expenses. And then, of course, the whole Washington B&O system situation.
never done. When you do horrible things behind the scenes to my wife and my family.
Nothing's ever been done to your wife or family. Ever. Alright, Jim does a lot of things to your wife, but that's something negative. She enjoys that a lot.
That's really messed up. And it's remarkable. People say to me every day, how do you keep doing what you're doing? I'm like, I don't know. I just must have like the thickest skin because some of the stuff that people say and do to me on a daily basis, I know people would have given up a million years ago. But I love what I do for a living. I don't want to give up on the fans who I've been here for a very long time. A lot of people have stuck with me over the years, very loyal fans. And just please understand what you say and do has repercussions. Don't be like me 10 years ago, where I would just say and do anything on a video or a stream just to get shocked. It's not worth it if you're going to actually hurt people to get a laugh or a jolly.
It's not worth it anymore after I've already done it.
Money on YouTube. Please be more conscious of what you do because it does have concrete consequences for the people who you are doing that to.
Yeah, well, that's good advice, I think, in general. And, to me, Phil, I've never had any interactions with you before, and I know there will be people in the comment section of this video that say, Jeremy, I fucking hate you because you didn't call him out on this or call him out on that. And I said to you up front that, and I'll probably put a bumper on this video that tries to explain that wasn't my intent. It's not my intent to prove or deny X, Y, and Z of particular controversies that you've had in your life. Who the fuck can track them all?
Right.
But what I'd hope to do is get to know you and let people also get to know you. And look, you stood by everything you said. You said, hey, we talked before this. You said, look, I'll talk about that, or I won't. I won't talk about this or that, but I'll talk about whatever. And we met in the middle. I got some questions. And, I hope that people watching this were entertained. I definitely had a good time talking to you.
I enjoyed talking with you as well. And like I said, the reason I wanted to do this, because that was another question. Why now? Why would I do this particularly with you? Because you actually did a fair video about me. You made fun of me in it, and fair enough. But you were fair and honest, and you actually defended me when these media was coming out of nowhere trying to cancel me, which is hilarious. Like, that's ever going to work. After the shit I've been through, you think you could really cancel me? You're out of your mind. But you were so honest and fair to me, and I was like, this seems
if
like
it
a down-to-earth
spreads
guy
out far enough, he could get canceled. That'd be hilarious.
Who tried to get me on their shows for shock factor, or they want to get to questions, or I'll get him with a get to question, and now we got that snippet we wanted. I didn't get that vibe from you from the video you made.
Yeah, would not surprise me as the tax guy clipped the books for him.
All right. Well, I appreciate. I know you streamed tonight. Hopefully, I think you have off tomorrow.
Nope, I'm here. I'm every day. I only get 1 day a week off.
Oh, all right. Well, okay. Well, then you'll be working tomorrow. This will come out in the afternoon. I'm gonna head to bed. It's earlier for you than me. It's a little after 1 now. But thanks so much, Phil.
Great. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks so much for.
Well, then that was interesting. People was talking about how boring it was, and God, quartering, you had the chance. You had the chance. Be like, all right, DSP, how much do you really owe if you don't show us? See a quiet dignity and grace. If you don't show us, I'm not going to pay you. Dude, you have to pay me. Yeah, if you answer my questions. Here's my question. Now answer it. I can't answer that. Then you don't get paid. That'd be the way to do it. Have like $5,000 up. All right, DSP, every time you lie or refuse to answer a question, you lose $500. Every time you answer a question and you answer it truthfully, we'll add $500 on. 20 minutes in an interview. All right, well, currently, DSP, you owe us $18,000 because you refused to answer every single question that we asked. But I had the videos ready to be like, all right, so when you threatened to bitch slap an 11-year-old, what was going through your mind then? I never did that. click this video, and take $500 off the board. Alright. When you posted this picture saying that you couldn't afford to turn on the heat, but you're flying your girlfriend in and out of the state multiple times, that never happened. Click. Oh, there it is. Take $500 off the board. Alright, so when you are saying you can't afford to get married, and then you immediately got married a week later, click, take $500 off. I can't afford a cat, I can't afford a cat, I can't afford a cat. $2,000 cat reveal, click, another $500 off. Again, 20 minutes into the interview. Alright, well, DSP, you currently owe us $18,000. Do you want to continue? Well, Razio, we already know that the questions were pre-screened. Like, Quartering said, yeah, it was all pre-screened and all that, so... Not really a real one, dude. Such trash. Much wow. I can't believe this actually happened, though. Like, how does this happen, people? How do you get the Pigroach in the crosshairs and be like, yeah, I'm not going to ask you any questions, really. I'll just sit here and let you talk about your 11-year legacy, dude. Like, how? Ask him a damn question. Make him answer it truthfully. Nope, not going to do that. Secret! It's the artist formerly known as Secret. Speaking of, how many views has this video gotten? Let's find out. Quartering. Ooh, Quartering right there. And then videos. 45,000 views in a day. He's gotten 45,000 views in a day on this video. When's the last time DSP's gotten 45,000 views on anything? Of course, the Quartering has 3 times the amount of subscribers. But let's see. Ooh. 45,000 views, 100,000. One from 6. Ooh, that's kind of bad, though. 1 day ago, 45,000 views. 6 hours ago, 40,000 views. A video posted 6 hours ago is about to surpass the DSP interview in probably a couple more hours. And let's see, we got 375k, 144, 50k, 78k, 87k. So yeah, that DSP interview is doing trash. During he's probably making some money off of it, but he's not making that much money off of it. I know, that's pretty good. Not sure how much the interview cost. We saw him gift a bunch of subs to him in his stream to get his numbers up, but that was about it from what I saw. Huh. That was just trash. I can't believe anyone would pay for that kind of interview. Pay for someone for an interview, you might want to ask some hard questions. Get some entertainment out of it, damn it. Get some real information. None of this bullshit that we just got stuck with. Terrible. Looks like this interview's over. Ooh, Monday Night Football's about to be on, although it's... actually, though, with 2 trash teams... Here's the thing with football. You have 2 great teams, and you have 2 trash teams. When they play each other, the trash teams might actually be more exciting than the good teams, because you don't expect anything from the trash teams. So they could be like, alright, well, we have no defense, no offense. Let's see what happens next. Or you're going to have with a game that's, 6-2. We're going to have a game that's 47-45 with the last second field goal to win the game. Because both teams suck. You never know. Anyways, thank you guys for showing up. Hopefully, I was more... obviously, anything's more entertaining than that trash interview. But anyways, thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have a wonderful day. Dun, dun, dun. Insert dramatic background music here. Glad I was able to get to that today. I'm still not feeling my best. I had to take a nap before this, and I just do not feel my best, and I don't know why. Yeah, I'm not pulling that DSP BS, Raziel. Anyways, see you guys. Thank you for watching. And stop.